There we go. Awesome. So, without further ado,
I love Tristan. You just like.
all right. So,
I love you guys.
are we done?
Yes.
All right. So, trying to wrangle toddlers today. Oh boy. All right. Now, so last time we played, there was a lot that happened, right? So we started off still in Athena, and there's a lot of decisions to make, right? And so our lovable misfits all decided to make haste towards the ships, holding on to Zinro's body. Y'all made it to the Rosabella, where Silex told Morgan and Gummin to say that he's dead, right? To live on, but without me, essentially. So they did. They left on the Rosabella, and you guys all went aboard. All of you went aboard Umbre's ship, the Diplomat. After some deliberations upon the ship, Freyr disclosed that he was in cahoots with Amalthea, and that didn't go well with the rest of the group. He ultimately decided to follow in those footsteps, and was teleported to where I forgot who to describe. Zinro, where Zinro saw he was teleported to a snowscape where it was kind of blizzard-ish. He saw mountains and snow, and that was about it before the magic was countered. Back on the ship, after a few hours, Zinro came back, to much surprise of everybody. And then you guys essentially met a couple of new people. We met Zaris, who was aboard the ship looking for companionship to hopefully reunite him with his village that has issues of their own. And then you guys also met a little furry friend, Benjen. Benjen was in the cell intentionally, hanging out, and you guys are after a while, you guys were you made your way all the way to the Reckon Oasis, which is by the Vesuvian Mountains on the far eastern side of the continent. When you guys got here, it kind of turned into a little bit of a shopping episode, right? Where you guys all went and talked to Jeffy at Jeffy's magic shop. Y'all talked to a small gnome lady, but you never got her name.
I felt like there was a sign that said
it was a sign for Jeffy's. And then,
I thought there was a sign outside because I was looking really excited.
No, we got her name.
did we?
I thought it
Corona.
Wasn't it the lady from The Incredibles?
Yeah, she's an Edna mode like gnome woman,
Corolla.
See, we got
Perfect. So yeah, you guys met with Corolla, who told you about essentially outfitted Zinro for a new cloak and alterations, and talked to you guys about some other items. And then you also went to this kind of Weasley character across the street, where you got a couple of items as well. But at that point, at that point, you guys, that's kind of where we closed up shop for the night, as you guys were making your way to the tavern to get a night's rest and have some drinks, and hopefully meet back up with Ombre, who had branched off to kind of take care of some business on her own. So, what are we doing?
If I remember correctly, Zinro and I were headed back. That lady put that thing on hold for us.
Well, she's making like the alterations, whatever. There's also whatever. I don't remember the item because I didn't write it down.
It's a cone of anti-magic.
Right. But it was an armor.
It's like a leather. Yeah, it's like a leather
Right.
Armor.
Right.
It's like padded leather armor.
Yes. Mhm.
So we gotta let them know about that.
So that, oh yeah, you got it, you're gonna give a look at it.
I got an invisible ring.
Yeah, invisible ring.
It's ring of invisibility.
It
Just
is
on the ring.
it does identify as that.
Okay.
When y'all check, this identifies as that.
So I guess we're going back to meet up. I wanna find the shops, the red shops that have the chocolate turtles. I have to do
Oh,
that
yeah.
too.
And I want to find a store that carries like herbs.
No, I mean, it was like, right, and like, she started talking, I looked up and I saw a microphone. I was like, all right, that's not gonna work. Perfect, you can't really see it. All right, awesome. Yeah, so you wanna go find turtle guy, and then you wanna find herbs?
Yeah.
Just like any, are you looking for anything particular, or just
Yeah.
looking for like a general store?
I'm looking for something particular. I'm trying to find it.
What are you trying, oh, okay. So while she's trying to find that, Sage, yeah, so you go more towards the coastline. So as you start to walk closer to where the water is, you notice unlike Fjordstown or Athos Beach, this beach does not come up to the town. There's actually cliffs that are over, essentially there's a beach down below, but there's these cliffs that are about 150 feet high where the town is on top of. And so you guys are overlooking the water, but from a pretty far distance. So as you start to get closer and you start walking down to where some of the shops are that are on this coastline, these are actually businesses that are overlooking this massive canyon almost. But then down below you do see there's actually beachfront where a few families are out there enjoying, the coastal waters and the nice sunshine. But you do find a familiar, recently described building. It's a smaller hut, but it is on this coastline, and it has kind of a stone walls, kind of a blasted sand looking stone, but then it has this very distinct red door. Doesn't have any sort of labels or any signs describing what the business or residence may be. It's just a red door, but it does sound exactly like what Meryl told you to look for.
Is there anybody coming in and out? Like,
Not right now. I mean, if you want to sit around and watch, there may be, but at the moment you're just walking up to a closed door.
so weird, just like.
Looking for this place specifically?
Yeah, I was told to find some chocolate turtles for Merrill. He wants chocolate turtles. Yeah, so I need to get him some turtles. I think Amber said she wanted some as well, so I figured I'd just stop here while we're shopping. Okay, can I try the door?
You gonna try to open it or try to knock?
I'm gonna knock. It feels weird, so I'm just gonna like knock.
Yeah, so you walk up and you kind of knock on the door. You hit, like, after a few moments, there's some wrestling around. Someone gets to the door and you hear them kind of press up against the other side, but don't open it yet. And they're like, "Who is it?"
Hi, my name is Sage. I've come for on behalf of Merrill. He wants some chocolate turtles.
"Oh, for business. Come on in." And you hear kind of like the latch opens and the door kind of creaks. And when you get inside, you're just blasted with this fragrance of sweets, from chocolate to gummies to fruits and raspberries and strawberries. You feel like overwhelmed with your that olfactory sensations just going nuts. And you see like rows and rows of these little boxes, and each box seems to have 3 little chocolates in it. And they're just stacked to the roof. But you walk in and the place is very chilled. It's very cold. Unlike the rest of this oasis, which is pretty moderately temperatured and warm, this place is pretty cool.
Climate control.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And he looks at you. Who's all entering with Sage?
Zero was
It's just
with
you
me.
two?
I was just with her, I was just gonna go
Yeah.
wherever we're
Okay.
going.
Mhm.
Then yeah, you go up to him and he's like, What can I help you with?
I was told to specifically ask for chocolate sauce.
My specialty.
Oh,
My specialty.
cool.
And he looks over at the wall and it's just filled with these little red boxes. Says, how many would you like?
Oh, man.
What kind of cost are we looking at first? Is there a price discount for larger quantities?
No, but the price isn't anything extravagant. You see, the boxes are only 1 gold piece each. If you buy 5, that'll be 5 gold pieces.
Simple math.
Yeah.
I'm a simple man. I like chocolates.
Let's go ahead and get 5 boxes. We'll share with our group.
That'll be 5 gold pieces. And he takes it and he counts it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect, thank you. And he puts it in his little box. You see him climb the ladder all the way to the top.
Okay.
And he grabs the top 5 boxes, pulls them down, and he hands them to you. He says, now be careful. If this is your first time enjoying my turtles, do it in a safe place. Stay away from water. Stay away from the
I knew it had to be
creeks.
something special like fucking turtle.
What does it do?
It gives you a very happy sensation, and sometimes you may or may not hallucinate and see things that may be very magical and beautiful or a little scary.
They're scary?
Depends on if you're
Everybody's walking around with red box.
Oh, okay, well, I did not realize that. We appreciate
All purchases are final.
that. I appreciate it.
What did you say right before that?
I said I didn't realize these were special chocolates. I appreciate it and we'll be careful.
Well, I hope you enjoy. Come back for more if you'd like it.
Sounds like a shrew type mushroom.
To be honest, I can't taste or drink anything anymore, but I'm kind of curious if this still works on me.
We'll talk to the group and see how we're feeling, but I think we're relaxing. I think we're gonna be having a more quiet night tonight anyway, so, maybe people will want to try it.
Hopefully.
All right.
I asked
So
him
you
if he
guys
has
have fun.
any, real quick, ask him if he has like very strong,
Do you happen to have any very strong mints or something? Something with a lot of fragrance,
Oh,
like just very
one
strong.
moment. And you see him kind of pull out this little leather strapped kind of satchel that was leaning up against his counter, and he picks it up, and he has this little tin can. And he kind of pops it open, and it reminds you kind of like those little mints that come in the. But instead of it being these little circular things, it's just like one very thin strip of what looks like maybe like parchment paper. And he says, this will just blow your senses away. But are you pure of heart?
There's no such thing.
Then you're gonna love this.
I guess does it like, can I smell?
And I'm like, does it have like a strong scent?
You guys who are in the room, or you who are in the room, as soon as this little tin can is open, it is like you went into, like, you're the one, how they stomp grapes, right? To make wine. It's almost like you are put into this blender of citrus, like limes, orange, lemons, and it's just like you can like feel that all over as soon as this opens. It's stronger than just the smell. Like you can taste it on your lips. You can almost feel the air get denser with this citrus power.
Okay, how long does it last?
confused. Are you
Let's
planning
say-
on consuming this?
No, not consuming. Let's say I use it to cover up other smells that are unpleasant at the time. This is more for a case Silex thing wears off. I don't know. How
It,
works.
it does have a little bit of a wear period, but usually this will last anywhere between 4 and 10 years.
Oh,
Oh, I think we're okay for a while.
yeah. Then
It
I'll-
usually fades after a bit. I would keep it closed most of the time though. Some people may find it a little overbearing.
Well, how much is it?
For you, my first customers and only customers of the day, that'll be 1 gold piece.
Well, you drive a hard bargain on all your materials. But thank you very much.
And he hands you the 10 containers. Just try to keep it closed or else, well, you know.
And
No.
well, I think I'm good here, and Mercury will be praised.
I don't know what that means. Thank you guys so much. Y'all are, you know.
I'm trying it
wonderful.
out. It's one of my first times.
Yeah, I'm getting like, say, she's gonna be like. That's it.
All right. So first of all, do y'all eat a chocolate? Because I need to
Not
know.
yet.
Okay.
I just told you
I
it sends
just
you
have
into
it
a
with
fucking
me.
wall.
Yeah.
He just said to stay away from the cliffs and water. That's all he
Yeah,
said.
we'll just be on the ship. It's fine.
Yeah, the one that-
Yeah, the one that flies.
Yeah, 'cause you
We're
wanna
away from
talk-
cliffs and we're away from
yeah,
water.
get on the top mast.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
How fast does this thing go?
Yeah.
Those cells again.
It's
Now
really
you-
I have
fun.
a commercially sit in the thing. the fucking black-
Now you know why Merrill wants them.
Yeah. Yep.
Why they're his favorite in the whole world.
I knew there was something, dude. They had to be laced or something.
Yeah.
I was like, come on, this is.
Well, you guys have never had a mildly polite, pleasant encounter with a drug dealer before. Like, what do you mean?
No,
All right.
I
No, I
don't
think
have,
we're,
that was
Unmarked
my last
building.
gold pieces, to be honest.
yeah, I think we're good. Let's, maybe go find the rest of
I
the
use
group.
all my gold by the time. But we have the community, food,
Yeah.
but I don't really need it right now.
Okay, what are the rest of you guys doing now?
Maybe
I'm
it's
fine.
like-
Shop.
Yeah, what are you looking for?
A spray of mistletoe.
Sprig of mistletoe.
Yeah.
Okay, roll investigation.
I never guessed who else.
What?
Investigation? Yeah.
Figure Paul's one.
That was good. That was two numbers.
Figure this again, I think.
I don't know, guess who else.
12.
12? It takes you a little while. It takes you probably about a half hour kind of going through different shops, talking to different merchants. Eventually you do find someone who has an entire bushel of mistletoe, and you can buy individual the sprig, or you can buy more. They're about 3 copper each. So dude, he's being obnoxious. Put him in the dryer. Turn it on. He said, bye, bitches. Yeah,
Wait,
Or if you
so
want
I'll
back
buy-
Yeah, okay.
how much is it?
12, because we're bakers. 13.
I just buy a bushel.
Okay, you got 13. That'll be 40 or so copper pieces, or you can just give half a gold if you want, or 4 silver, whatever you want. You do, just
I do, but mine's all in gold.
right.
Half
You
a
do.
gold.
A gold is like 100 coppers. So like,
Okay,
It's
yeah.
like half a gold.
half a gold.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I mean, we're adventurers, which means we're basically really rich, so we're
Right.
kind of like, just keep the change.
Right.
Yeah.
What? So just give them one.
Most
gold.
most towns probably don't love adventurers because you usually bring problems,
Yeah.
but usually you just pay that off by
We
tipping
haven't
well.
yet.
Yeah.
Not to this
I'll
town.
just do 1 gold.
I would
It's the only town you haven't brought problems.
Not
to.
yet.
You brought
We'll see after these chocolates.
you destroyed
Have
Findor.
a war criminal.
You actually didn't do anything too bad in Illyria,
Yeah.
except
Because we were.
except that
buddies.
fucking horse. Y'all just wouldn't take him. He's still depressed.
Yeah.
There may be a suicidal horse in Illyria.
Yeah. Well, you
Um,
also count me not telling anyone that I'm possessed and then getting on a ship in
Right.
Illyria.
right. Yeah, that's probably not good.
Yeah.
Um,
Great.
and then Athos Beach, you brought war there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we did a lot there.
Fjordstown, It wasn't your fault, but there were houses that got blown up.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't do anything wrong before Darien. You actually saved the day there, kind of.
Yeah.
Athena, I think we all know what happened in Athena. Literal war. Yeah. So far, not a great record, but you know, there's a couple of smiley faces on your report card.
You know
You
what?
know?
We're not leaning the gold stars, but we got a few of them.
You're the party.
I didn't contribute to anything negative, I mean, that's how we.
You're an angel because you have wings.
Super.
Wait, what?
Said sarcasm, but yes.
Oh, all right. All right. So everyone else, you find your stuff without any issue. You're able to buy the whole bushel, so you got plenty of mistletoe. Anything you want to do with it right now, or do you just need it for
I just need it
spell
for
components?
spells.
Okay.
I
What are the
guess
rest of
I'm
y'all?
still learning the druid stuff, and you need some type of focus for like the material stuff,
Mhm.
and I didn't realize that.
It's fine. How you do?
I
Well, I'm not super like
Yeah, I know,
stringent
I
on
know.
it, but it's cool that you play the character how you want to. Like if you want to have a druidic focus.
I would say personally, in my opinion, when I look at my spells, if it says like a gold cost on it, that's when I like think about, I need to buy that.
Right,
item.
you have to buy that.
Like
item
Revivify and
first.
stuff like that
Yeah.
requires a gold cost of the diamonds. That's all.
All right. Silex, Kree, Vitra, Zaris, and Benjamin. What are y'all doing?
So I actually do wanna go, I guess, to the Edna lady that's not named Edna.
Corolla.
Thank you.
You wanna get a different color to have a one?
Yeah, I don't want it floral.
Listen, this is not my vibe.
I don't know if you noticed, but you could have probably like just taken that off. I mean,
we're already on the run.
She's covering up the dragon skill armor.
I thought it was like, okay, I didn't know it was.
Yeah, there was
possible.
a specific reason.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
covering
I
up the
remember
dragon
that.
skill
I remember
armor,
that,
so people
but-
don't know you have something that's
Right,
probably
yeah.
worth, I don't know, more than this entire town on your chest.
Make it, put some paint on it or something.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Sick
Are-
paint
are y'all
job.
trying to go?
Makes your armor faster.
I'm checking.
I'll look for if there is some sort of blacksmith.
I'm sorry, I saw your mouth moving.
She's going to Corolla. They're both following her.
Okay.
I wanna
You're
go
going to
Corolla.
blacksmith.
Blacksmith, okay.
Blacksmith.
Like I saw you talking, but like I was not.
Registering it.
I was looking right at you too, and I had no idea what you were saying. Okay, so you're looking for a blacksmith. We'll say that you guys probably haven't gone very far. So you're probably still in that courtyard area of the town. So you guys can just go straight to Corolla in her shop. And while you're going there, Vitra will say it takes you maybe about a half hour or so, kind of wandering through the streets until you start hearing the familiar kind of clinking and like metalwork sounds of a blacksmith, and you're able to make your way there. So you guys at Corolla's, there's a sick sale going on at Corolla's right now. What do y'all need to ask for, dude? There's a big summer blowout.
Y'all.
Is she gonna say hello when we walk in?
Yeah, it's like if you guys,
She wants to act it out.
yeah, if you guys walk in, you're not gonna immediately see her. At the sound of the door, you kind of see the kind of back room entrance behind her desk kind of opens up, and a few moments later, you see her walk out from behind the counter. You see the door open first without her, and then you see her kind of go around the counter.
Are they still there? Are they left already?
I think they left. They went to the chocolate store. They went to the
Oh,
drug.
okay, okay.
We're just trailing.
Yeah. And then so you guys show up and she's like, "Oh, hello. Hi. What can I get for you?"
I'm gonna look at her. I'm gonna look at my floral. Look back at her. No, this isn't quite my color.
"Oh, of course not. Of course not. It looks terrible on you. Don't take offense. What can I get for you instead? Do you like a nice dirty brown? Maybe a strong purple?
No.
We'll take a second look at what I have. Are you looking for armor? Or are you looking for just a nice shirt?"
Clothes, preferably.
So a shirt.
Okay. Sure. Not gonna argue.
Just not purple.
Just-
apparently.
just
purple is in its color.
Earth.
Very pretty. Okay, so we have, and she's gonna kind of like point up at the same like her shop's pretty narrow, so it's like she's pointing up like maybe 3 stories, if you will, like 3 levels high, kind of the same spot where Zinro got his cloak from. And she's like kind of pointing. She's like, "Okay, really, anything up here is probably gonna be a speed." And she's gonna like climb her little ladder and look down at you. It's like, what about this one? And it's like this kind of olive green cloak. Are you wanting like a throw over, like kind of like an actual
Yeah,
glass
I
like
mean-
shirt top?
With like a
No,
poncho?
Cloak, like
Like
a
a
full
Cloak.
cloak, yeah.
You said cloak earlier. I thought you said clothes, and I was like, so a shirt.
Yeah, I've been
My
saying
bad.
cloak this whole.
My
I
bad.
was
I thought you
like,
said
I know.
clothes.
Closer to us.
No,
Hard time hearing us.
no, I just clothes and clothes
Yeah, I
sound
just
pretty
thought you were
similar.
trying to make her pretentious, was like, okay, like, whatever.
No.
I was trying to do it in between.
Okay, so you got she's like, she pulls over this olive green kind of like ranger cloak. It's kind of like a darker green.
So got a little leaf right there.
Mhm. You can buy a brooch from her, but it's not really attached. And then she looks at you and she looks back. She says, "This probably isn't it." And she puts it back, and then she pulls up this like dark brown, like almost a saddle leather brown color. And she looks at you, looks at it. She's like, "Too close to the feathers. No, I can't have that." And then she pulls this like tan, kind of like sand colored, like natural color. She's like, "Now this would probably look nice. Do you want the darker colors? Or do you like the lighter colors?"
That'll do, I'm not picky as long as it's not
She-
floral.
Tosses it down at you. Oh dear. Oh dear. This isn't gonna work. And she looks at you. She's like, "Oh, you're too short. You're too short. I'm gonna have to bring that in. No worries. I'm already doing alterations for another customer. What I can do for you, I'll do 5 gold pieces for the cloak. It's a nice cloak. And then 5 gold pieces for me to bring it up to you, so you're not dragging this nice cloak. For the bargain of 10 gold pieces, I'll do it all for you. It'll be ready tomorrow."
No, I just want cloak, no alterations.
You should really do the alterations. It's gonna look terrible.
Just give it a couple pieces. And I just found that out. Thanks.
Sorry, he's not used to interactions.
These outsiders are so rude. She like puts the gold in her coin purse.
Yeah, I'm not mad.
Anything I can get for you?
All I needed.
Anything interesting? Anything magical and fun to look at, I suppose.
Magical and fun to look at, you suppose. Let's see.
She wants to give me a shirt.
She's like looking around just at all the clothes. She kind of fixes her eyes on you and all of your armor and contraption. She says, "You're probably the most interesting and fun to look at magical thing in this shop there, darling."
I appreciate that. I do appreciate that.
You know, we do have I do have something I found out's pretty valuable.
What is that?
Well, I see you're already kind of all hunkered up, you and your annoying
Do
little.
I have my armor on?
I
Like,
don't know.
okay.
Maybe probably not, but
Probably pieces of it.
yeah. Yeah, but he's like, you know, I noticed that your little bird friend had some armor on as well. I've heard that this armor that I have is pretty valuable.
Oh.
She's so she's
I mean, honestly, if I was her, I'd be like, two people the same day, like, hey, man.
It does some like no magic stuff, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
I know I don't know a lot about magic, but I know that being able to do no magic is just as cool as doing lots of magic. And at the moment, it's on discount.
Oh. What's the discount for?
If you pay for it today in full, I can let it go for 7,500 gold pieces.
10,000. I'm pissed.
I should offer something to us, or there's a discount with me on that.
Can I inspect it?
Oh, of course. And she has it like behind the counter, not hung up. She puts it on, and you see this. At first glance, it just looks like padded leather armor. It does have some what looks to be fresh stitches on some of the different leather pieces, and it's embroidered with kind of a nice like tree leaf, kind of very not floral like what Cree was wearing, but like just kind of nature pendant throughout the front of the armor. But it looks like normal armor.
All right, nice.
Hold on, this is a valuable piece of art.
Oh, I had know that. But,
You can inspect it from a distance.
but to be able to learn what it can do, for
It does no magic.
there's more to no magic than. I mean, if it does no magic, then it's just a regular piece of gear. But
No, it does no magic.
yeah, no magic, as if it doesn't do magic.
I think we're on the same page.
So if you let me inspect it, I will use magic to see what it can do.
Okay, and she like holds it up for you.
So just touch it slightly, it'll just let me do the identify stuff.
All this work.
Yeah. Rub it in front of it.
You figured out what it does.
You get no magical detect. Actually, what are you doing? Identify?
Mhm.
Then you get no magical detection from it.
The this one activates the Northern Vision. That is quite interesting. And you said you're willing to let it go for 7,500.
I'm being honest with you.
Mhm.
I should sell it for more.
Oh.
But times are tough.
All right.
I don't know if you knew this, but the two big, families are at war again.
Dreadful.
And when that happens, it usually just dries us up because all the soldiers who come out here for visiting and vacations, they don't come anymore. So we don't have the same commerce and economy. So I'll let it go for 8,500 gold pieces.
The price seems to be changing. That's the word of the way.
You're not the only one who's interested in this. And you
I
seem to be
know that.
taking your time.
I
It
know
might
that.
even get higher.
I would be dreadful. Are you willing to barter for it?
I'm always willing to buy. What do you have?
Got this ring of invisibility.
So, you work more in armor and clothes, do you? I mean,
I work
specifically.
in clothes.
Okay.
This just happens to be in my store at the moment.
Okay.
I think someone maybe didn't know what it was, foolishly sold it to me. And now I get to make a profit. Isn't it great?
Mhm.
See, the bird agrees. Squawk.
So, because I'm trying to hide,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take out the cloak of my family with a wolf on it. I'll put that on the table. With the wolf pelts and stuff.
Yes, nice.
It is, was a family, I believe. But times have changed.
Which family? Is it anything that would make it more valuable, or is it just
It-
valuable to you? Because sentiment is not really what we sell here.
No, it is a major family of Crete.
Let's take a look. Come on, unroll it. Let's see what we're working with. Oh, it's big. Oh, there's a lot of good wolf that was killed for this. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I would definitely give you, you know, at least 25 to 50 gold pieces for this.
Oh, that's lame.
That's a lot of money for.
I mean,
I mean, I know. it's a
she
lot
was
of
selling
money.
cloaks for 5 gold pieces, so
Yeah.
I mean,
Wow. I mean, that is not enough of 8,500. I would have to discuss that.
oh yeah, not probably good for
No.
my armor here.
No. Unfortunately, I do not have the.
Well, listen. Someone else is maybe coming by tomorrow to try to buy this armor. If you come back tomorrow or even tonight before them, who knows? Maybe I'll change my mind and lower the price. But right now, it's too hot. You know,
No,
too many people.
I can understand a good deal when I see it. Do you know of anyone who would be interested in purchasing that?
Probably Jeffrey. He's the only one who really does magic around here. But he's a great guy. He does it well. He runs a good business. Stay away from the weasel across the street, though.
Thank you. And I'll have.
Okay, perfect.
She loves it. Like she'll do it. She likes to burrow.
All right, everyone else. What are y'all doing? Vitra, Blacksmith, Zaris, and Benjamin. What are y'all doing?
No, just cut it out. You have a little-
No, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna.
Can you hear me?
How close is the blacksmith to
Make sure-
the?
I'll make sure that Trey talk again.
Hey,
Hi.
how's it going? I assume that I would just be tagging along. I'm just a little not sure about this group yet, so we're just gonna see what everyone's up to. So I'll probably just pick a group. Probably just Vitra. Just follow Vitra around.
Is how close is the blacksmith to the Edna shop?
It's probably about a 15 or 20-minute walk.
Oh, okay. It's not like I could see it across the courtyard. Because I would want to go there next. I was doing something
No, it's
crazy.
probably like close to the other side of town.
Okay. What time is it today?
It's getting close to probably like 3-4 p.m.
Yeah, well, I'll make my way there and then get to that.
What? Vitra, you walk up and you see actually see a few things. When you start hearing it, you get closer and you do notice there's the blacksmith shop who has his own forge, and he has kind of like smoke billowing out the top of this little stone blade chimney. Beside him, you see kind of a artisanal coffee shop that seems to have like teas and coffees and things like that. On the other side, it seems like kind of residential, so maybe not a ton of people who actually live around here, probably because of the blacksmith noise. But all the same, you see a couple of like residential homes. As you walk up to the blacksmith shop, you hear the metal kind of clinking. You see sparks kind of shooting out from something, and then you look up and you see a tiefling man who's kind of this it's hard to describe. He's not super dark skinned. He almost looks like he would be like human flesh skinned tiefling with like these blue eyes and horns that are still black going back, but his skin seems to be very humanoid. And he's got, well, it would look that way if he wasn't so dirty with soot and
Yeah.
different like charcoal up and down his arms and stuff. But yeah, you see him and he kind of looks back at you. He says, "Oh, 1 minute, I'll be right there." And he like ting, ting, ting. And he like stuffs this like blade he's working on into the like water pit. And then he comes back over to you and he pulls off his gloves. "Oh, didn't see you there. How can I help you?"
I am looking for some knuckle dusters. I came into a silver, one made of silver that I have with me, but I'm looking for a metal that's a bit stronger, maybe less malleable than silver. And forgive me, I'm not, you know, well versed in the different types of metals. What might you recommend?
You mean like brass knuckles?
Yes, for both hands.
For both hands, yeah. Well, I mean, gotta get the right and the left, right?
Absolutely.
Um,
I'm gonna say that every time I punch someone.
well, I don't have necessarily anything pre-made. I can make something to fit you.
Yeah,
Uh,
I would love that.
Yeah, so I might get a quick mold and we'll discuss that. But yeah, I can make anything. I have tungsten. It's pretty strong. Obviously steel, iron. It's probably the strongest that I have at the moment. But I'm constantly finding new things in the mountains, and travelers are bringing me different types of metals and ores. You don't really want anything made out of a precious metal like copper or anything. It's going to be a little too soft, but yeah, a good tungsten
Okay.
or steel. I mean, yeah, I can make that.
How long would it take to make something custom out of, say, tungsten?
I'd say give me, at the moment, my list of duties is a little short because not too many people are in town right now. So I could probably get that done by, oh geez, what time is it? He looks outside. It's already past midday. I could probably get it done by first thing tomorrow. I just need to get the molds done and start working and get my forges hot, but
I know, right? Yeah, and I don't know if this would be possible. I'm trying to think of the, I don't know how it would work, but is there anything like that for feet as well?
what?
Or like pepper dusters are for punching, right?
Mhm.
Something
Like steel
for,
boots?
I don't know, kicking,
Greaves.
yeah.
I've never done anything, but doesn't mean it can't be done.
Maybe if it's just like a, I don't know, like a heel.
Like a spur?
Maybe, so that I can kick and,
You just
Yeah,
want
extra.
metal boots.
Ooh, like a little spike on the back of your boot.
yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's still toe boot, just-
Yeah, that would fucking hurt too.
There you go,
Um,
something like that. maybe
Steel
steel
toe
toe
greave.
Yeah.
Well, I've never done anything like that, but I could forge something, I'm sure.
Did some shin guards.
Might take a little bit longer because I've never done it, but
Yeah, put little spikies on some shin guards.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
so
maybe that instead.
Maybe what?
From these voices in my head that I know, it just came to me. Maybe-
I don't know what should I do here.
Yeah, maybe, actually, maybe just some, I guess I could bring you the material, if I could get some shin guards, some shin wraps, and maybe we could install some spikes on that.
okay, sure. Yeah, I can do that. That might take me a couple of days if we're doing all of it.
Mhm.
So maybe give me two days. Give me by the end of day tomorrow and check, and maybe I'll have it done. If not, first thing on the third day. Sorry.
Awesome. And would I need to bring you the material for? Would I need to bring you the material to install the spikes on, or is that something that you would have in your shop?
Like metal?
Never mind.
I have metal in the shop.
No, take it back. I take back what I said.
Okay.
I had something else in my head. Never mind.
Like, are you trying to install, this is Shay talking, are you trying to install like spikes onto like a leather like boot?
That's what I was thinking. I was just like leather straps, but I'm just gonna take that back and do it in metal.
Okay.
So never mind.
Yeah, I can do
Again,
it. I can do it.
Deetra's not well versed in metal, and neither is Mandy. So.
Gotcha.
I don't know. But I'm just trying to think of something that I could use as a monk to like, I don't know. What's that mean? Yeah, I would probably would like to know how much it would cost.
The whole on your shoulder thing.
Yeah.
Well, if you're doing fists out of the tungsten, tungsten is kind of an expensive metal because it's so hard and dense. So I I wanna be able to offer it at an affordable price, but it is kind of expensive. Weapons like this would probably be maybe about 700 gold pieces, about 350 each. And then for the legs, maybe a bit more if you want those out of tungsten as well, because that's a lot more material.
What would it be for both of these different weapons, the knuckle dusters for both hands and the spiky shins, out of steel or iron?
Much less expensive. 1 second, let me see.
It's copper and tin. Steel is stronger.
What are you looking for?
Curious, I don't know anything about like the material.
Well, there's the different, the reasons metal are interesting because tungsten can be incredibly hard, but it is brittle. So if you like indirectly hit it, you could crack it and break it, technically. But like tungsten is like one of the strongest ones, and then steel is stronger than iron. Copper is gonna be malleable. Gold is incredibly weak.
Yeah.
But it conducts well.
So yeah, that's really good. That's why it's
Yeah, so for steel,
those are the ones I really know about, man.
steel would be probably 150 gold pieces for all of it,
For
for all four.
That's a combination.
Iron would be about 70 gold pieces for all of it.
Steel is,
Then what I'll do is actually I will do the steel, if you are okay with the steel.
This would be 150 gold pieces.
Perfect.
I'll have it all done. It'll actually be done for sure by tomorrow evening.
Tomorrow evening, okay, perfect.
Steel's easy to work with.
iron,
Do you take payment up front?
Steel's like always.
I can. Yeah. Let's see. So and he like kind of reaches out and like he's like grabbing your hand, and
Oh, yeah.
he's like, okay, and he like puts this. He's like, 1 second. He like puts your hands onto this like clay, and he presses it down, and then he presses like this other piece of clay on top, and he's like, hold one moment. Then he pulls both pieces off, and you see like your handprint into this clay, and you see him like kind of glue this thing together. And then he starts getting to work, and he says, "Oh, you can leave payment at the front on my desk. That's fine. No one's around."
Yeah, bronze is a copper.
Just out?
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, there's not thieves here,
okay.
unless you're.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I will
of
see you
course.
tomorrow evening.
Oh, I didn't catch your name.
Oh, Vitra, what is yours?
Vitra for the order. Okay, Vitra Knuckle Busters.
No. What was yours?
Adrian.
Adrian, thank you so much, Adrian.
William.
I will be back tomorrow evening. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, after a little while, you guys are able to make your way also to the blacksmith if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do y'all do? What do y'all do?
Um,
He's currently working on some knuckle. Yeah,
does he have stuff on the walls, or is it just a forge?
it's much like a forge. It almost seems like it's a forge out of his house.
Okay. How many animals are there?
The one he's currently using, and then probably you probably have a secondary one, like close by.
Excuse me, sir.
Oh yes. Oh wow. Two in one day. And he like walks up. And you see him like kind of like walk up to you, and he put his hands on the counter, and you just hear. As he pulls the gold back onto the.
Is your head the dirt?
Yeah.
I see them coming out. or-
It depends. Like they were about 15 minutes after you, so
Oh, okay, so maybe I pass them like on the road.
we can
Yeah,
say.
but you did do the whole hand prints and stuff.
Yeah, we can say you're probably on your way out as they come in. Like it's
Oh, hey, Richard.
Hey, what's up? What's up? You got me a sick order waiting on me.
Oh, okay.
He's gonna be super busy, so man.
Don't talk to my
Yeah.
water. Do you, are you using other animal by chance?
no.
Could I rent it in your forge? Well, not take away from what you're doing, but I do need to do some work.
Oh, so you want
Forge
to?
would be great.
Well, I don't know if you knew this, but I'm actually a blacksmith myself. And I typically use my forge for my business so that I can make money for my family.
I have no doubt, and I have no intention to get in your way of your working. I need a place to work myself.
Again, is there anything you're trying to do? Because maybe I could also do it for you at a rate that I can.
I was paid you
Yeah.
to use the space.
Oh, why did you say that? I thought you were just trying to use it.
I was asking for availability first.
Well, sure, if you, as long as you don't mind us rubbing elbows, because I got some work to do.
You're fine.
He's like, gosh, no one's ever rented a space before. 50 gold pieces a day? Oh, I should ask for more. And he again just pulls the gold on. Yeah, pulls the gold back, and he's like, what's mine is yours.
You can,
What?
I'll be here, and I'm gonna start working on finishing my pistols. You have a sword, I have to change yours. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
this is gonna take all day.
got the cool one.
She's got the cool sword though.
What? She has a dagger.
Is it a dagger or is it a sword?
It's like a,
Short sword? Oh.
it's almost like a machete. It looks like a
Oh,
machete.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, fair. I need to change some stuff. I'm out.
Perfect. Yeah, so you spend as much time as you want there.
Okay.
The tavern is not super far from here. What's that? Yeah, the tavern's not super far from here. It's maybe a 5-minute. It's more like you just have to climb kind of a spiral stair up the mountain to get there, because the tavern's like at the top of this mountain. Not mountain, but at the top of this hillside that's built into this cliff. All right.
Cool.
So you don't have to be the group drunk, by the way.
Yeah.
What?
I was like, you don't have to be the resident alcoholic in the group, by the way. Just because we threw that out on that one session, you're like, I guess I'll go to the bar.
Drunken druid.
Oh, that'd be.
That's different.
You know, I love
Different definition for
nature.
eating.
Yes.
I love nature.
Are you mean by designated driver or by drunken druid?
That's all right, that's fine. Yeah.
Issues to handle.
Just fall up against the tree.
No.
She was a sheltered one, now she's been exposed.
I mean, she always has been trying to lie.
I need you to be louder. You can share her reaction.
I think that's where I'm gonna head, is the tavern after I read the last one.
Really? Yeah. It's okay.
I really have no idea what I would do, so I'm gonna do that.
I assume.
Zeris and Benjamin, what are y'all doing?
Yeah.
I know Zeris said he was kind of going with the crowd. Benjamin.
Yeah, I was just following Vitra, so
Oh, so you were in the blacksmith with me?
yeah.
Okay.
Very confused.
Oh, well then, yeah, you saw another tiefling.
Yeah, I was very excited, but I kept quiet.
Okay.
Is it turtle dancing?
I'm just kind of following.
Oh, so you're with them. Okay, so are you staying at the blacksmith while he's working?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just gonna stare and watch him.
You watch tools just like appear out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adrian looks over at you and he's just like,
About 50 gold on the table without a question. And he's just like,
it's like Gordon Ramsay coming into your restaurant and
Yeah.
making dinner.
Hey, can I make my own dinner real quick, guys? Cool. I can make your dinner. Can I make my dinner?
Well, I just love the idea that Vitra just paid someone else to like get armor and like make weapons, but then you just go and make
Totally
something on
upstairs.
your own.
I would know what to do.
Okay, yeah. So Vitra and Zaris. As you guys are like walking up towards the tavern, which is kind of up this hillside, kind of curving road. Now it's getting close to like 4:30 in the afternoon. The sun's definitely still up, but it's now towards the latter part of the afternoon. You do see a couple of figures like walking down the stairs as you guys are going up, and this is kind of like a narrow staircase. So like if someone's going down and you're going up, you kind of have to do that like awkward shimmy, or maybe even back down and let them pass because it's not super wide. But these are pretty big like figures walking down. You kind of see from where because the mountain's facing to the east, so like the sun's back behind them, so all you see is like the silhouette of them as they're walking down. But you do kind of see like a rump sack and a couple of like bags that they're holding, and they like start to walk down. And then as you get a little bit closer, you notice that it's two specific individual people, but they look like bugbears, but not bugbears that are like in the wild. They seem, to say it nicely, domesticated. They're wearing like clothes. There's a female and a male. They're both holding like these bags and like rucksacks and everything. And as they pass by, like if you guys like try to like shimmy to the side, as they pass by, they're just gonna, oh, excuse me, excuse me. And then like the woman says, excuse me, thank you so much, we're sorry. And just kind of squeezes by you guys and keeps walking down as you guys continue to go up.
So are we inside the tavern?
No, you guys were walking up so here's the blacksmith, the tavern's up this like on top of the hillside. You guys had to take this little winding staircase up.
Yeah.
And as you guys were going up, these people were going up. But yeah, do y'all do anything or like talk to them, or is it just passing by?
I probably wouldn't have talked to them, but I'll probably turn to Zeros and say, have you ever seen bugbears that can talk?
And then a little too loudly, nope, never seen bugbears that talk.
I'm just gonna say, and then. we'll go
Why?
back
I
up.
don't get it.
We'll just keep going back.
All right. So yeah, you guys keep going up to the top. You guys who are down at the blacksmith are like working and doing everything, and you notice that these same two figures like walk down. They go into the building next to you guys.
Can we see what the building is next to us?
Yeah, it's the like coffee and tea shop.
Oh, okay. Instantly, I was like, why would somebody go there? Go to the tavern.
And you guys make your way to the top of the hill where the tavern is, and you do see Ring inside, I'm assuming. Sage. Well, you said you were gonna be at the tavern.
Upstairs.
Right, you already got that. And then, and then I said, and then you guys are gonna be at the tavern. You're like, that's where I'll be. So I figured you're already there.
Okay.
I mean, you tell me. I just kind of figured that's what you meant by that.
Just because I go for a year.
Yeah.
Scoping it out.
By the way, yesterday she had one drink and she's like, I'm already feeling this.
Okay, I feel her, okay.
She literally had one. She's like, I'm already feeling it. All right, so everyone else, who's all at the tavern at this point? So I just can keep tabs.
I assume we'd be converging that way.
Yeah, I mean, as a judgment, I would have taken the chocolates to hold on to, because that's what it's in. And be like, you know, I don't know where anybody else is. Where do we go?
Well,
Like, we would've gone back to-
so they had told us that they were gonna be at this tavern,
Oh.
so I think Aubrey had talked about that she had a room there or something, so.
I don't know where the
So she's
tavern.
going full with that.
Yeah, so we were, I assume we probably would meet up there.
Yeah, all right.
So we would probably be getting there shortly after they did.
I was dead quite a few times so far this campaign. My ring checks out a lot.
You got it right there.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure that.
I can't see over there.
No, I'm just like, okay, yeah, this one's still good. I pulled it out of the dryer, these are like very clean, so. Oh, yes.
So yeah, you guys, all y'all who go to meet at the tavern, it is a much bigger tavern than Aubrey's place, right?
The cat, curious, something cat catches.
Aristocatch. Yeah, so it's probably about 3 times the size of the Aristocatch, so it's big. But a lot of this is like an outdoor patio, a lot like the Aristocatch, but this has the view of the entire city down below as well as the ocean. And then you go up to the actual bar is actually like this staircase up. And so when you're in the bar, you also have like a panoramic view out over the cliff And then you have all the bedrooms that are up on the level above that. All the more expensive rooms also have that panoramic room view.
This is owned by C-SPAN.
And as you guys start to get close, you do hear like a few people, not anything crazy, but a few people kind of talking, murmuring. There's music playing. There's a few people out on the patio, but it's not anything crowded. It's also kind of earlier in the day. Sorry, again, who's all here? And I know you're at the blacksmith, and Cree, you're at the blacksmith.
No, I'm gonna catch up.
Yeah, you're just staring and watching him
No, I
beat
left.
his metal. Okay.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
everyone is at the tavern tonight.
Okay. Perfect. So how do I kill Silence? The bugbears attack. They're like, you killed our cousin.
Actually, just before we go up to the tavern, should we deliver this chocolate to Merrill first, or do we want to hold on to it until we?
I assume we just bring it with us and then when we get back on the ship, I can give it to them. That's what I assumed we would do.
So I mean, we show up with some boxes of red boxes
Yeah.
of chocolates.
We got some,
I'm
what
gonna.
did you guys get? I got chocolates because Meryl asked me to get him some chocolates. Wait. They're special chocolates. But we need to save one of these for Meryl, and we should probably save another for Ombre too. So Julie, I'm gonna.
You
hand
should
it
not
over.
tell others.
Oh, you're not there, shit.
That's why they get surprised.
Special
Bag of whole
chocolates.
bacon?
Yeah.
It's useful.
Yeah, we put it in the backpack. Okay, so we'll put two, and then I'll just say, I got these for us to share, but he said they're special.
Maybe.
What does that, what does that mean?
They make with love. They make you see things. That's what he said. He said, stay away from water and high cliffs if you're gonna eat one.
They probably shouldn't have them here
And I
then, and I'm gonna
motion,
like
like, looking
motion
out
towards the
towards-
cliff
Yeah.
that we're sitting on.
So I figure we can, I didn't know that until I bought them, but now I have them, so, we can try them at some point if we want.
Alright. Never done special chocolates before, but
Doesn't hurt to have
everything.
some special chocolates, I guess.
I've never had chocolate.
Probably bad for
Yeah,
your
you-
stomach.
Well,
Huh?
It's probably bad for your
No,
stomach.
it's probably not.
I think it's just dogs.
I don't know.
Cats can't have chocolate.
I don't think.
That's
it's
just-
something.
We can't process it.
Let's just assume
I
that
have mine.
her digestive system works like yours.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess
I
my
was just
question is,
referring to my background, not because I'm a bird.
where's Silence?
A bird.
Is it the blacksmith?
Oh,
Oh, yeah, it sounds like Silence. Well, I was just thinking, should we discuss what to do from here? I mean, we're here with Andre, that's great, but you're kind of fugitives for one entire empire.
I don't know, maybe two.
Probably two. I mean, I have bad history with one of the lords there. So,
We're fucked in both places.
I mean, I had no idea in my mind of what our next step was when we got on Aubrey's ship.
At that point, I think
We were just
trying to get
running.
away, yeah. We were trying to get away. Well.
I'm sure this is lovely information to hear from two individuals who've just joined us.
I'm also on the road too. I tried to kill Bailey, so.
Well,
Welcome.
I don't know how much honesty we should be open to, but the one of our companions, Silex, the dirty one.
I assume he's still dirty from all your.
yeah, he doesn't
He
show.
was just always dirty.
He's not paid
Yeah.
since this campaign started, right? I'm pretty sure.
Everything we gave us.
But if I, in all
He was
honesty,
back clean, just a different fucking
Yeah.
person. Just Caleb's it up.
but in all honesty, he's the son of a prominent person in Crete. He might be a war criminal at this moment.
Why do you use words? I don't know.
She's like, what?
She's so fucking drunk. Really?
Wait, our Silence?
That sounds really.
War criminal.
Wait, that war? That's still going?
Does it sound wrong? Can you talk?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's up?
So,
He was just listening.
It's a very quiet.
he's like, I'm just used to being a part of people who, fucked up and started wars. So he's like, that's just kind of my
Trey
thing.
has done much worse.
not only is Zenra asking, but so is me, because I have no idea, like, what the hell are we doing?
I know.
I mean, should we wait to see if Silas has any sort of remedy or? What we're doing?
I just sold some cabinets. Like,
I think back to when we all, obviously minus Benjamin and Zaris, but when we all agreed to go on this original trip, at least know for me, I did it for money, so that I could pay pay for my mother to be released from jail and Cynthian, but she's been released already.
So new character for you.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But that's always been the goal, you know? I don't know what y'all's
I mean,
goals are.
I'll be honest, we didn't have an original goal, but I can say for myself that I think that this group has taken on a bit of a new meaning, especially with all of the discovery. I mean, we found my mother.
No, absolutely.
I can't not follow that. I can't not find out what's going on. And, I understand we have the war in 2 different countries now to worry about, but
Just
this
curious,
journey has become a little bit more than I realized it would. And
Yeah.
how packed is this bar?
There's not many people in it.
Right.
Y'all are pretty.
Because I mean,
much
like,
patrons and
we're
stuff.
at a table.
There's a couple people out on the patio, on the balcony area, but not a lot of people inside.
Well, I mean, I don't mind bringing some conflict to Andre. She seems more than capable of handling herself, but I don't want to bring too much into a position to put her in danger. So if we tag along with her, I need to,
I don't want to be too reliant on the real one.
I want to be an honest father with her and tell her like, hey, we're in some shit that I can't do anything about.
Yeah.
maybe we should talk to her about what her plans are too. She keeps talking about having business. What does that mean?
I mean, that could mean slaughtering half of
That's, yeah.
the city or, nothing at all.
I don't think she's so worried about having vigilantes or criminals on her boat because she's got her own shit going on too.
Maybe
So,
true.
Are you still trying to kill Phelan?
But not right now. After that attempt, they have the security and Cynthia is not the place to be right now.
Do you have very much experience in killing other individuals than just Phelan?
I have some.
As he starts to purr.
Just
about murdering somebody,
like,
You see his tail flicker. I have some.
Have you ever crossed paths with a man named, known as Lord Eberron?
Who's that?
A man of, well, he's not a very good person at all, but I was just curious if there had been somebody you might have killed in your past and saved me the trouble. But if not, then I guess I still have something to look forward to.
Where's
Oh, sorry. As far as I know, he's still part of Cynthian's higher class. I don't recall exactly what his status was, but he was fairly important by the size of his home and other things. Just curious, I suppose.
I help you kill him.
Hopefully I can have the funds to pay you.
What do we want to do?
It's an old debt.
I don't remember that.
I have the dagger to pull out, and it's like this lovely, like, elven steel, kind of slight curved, like larger than like a dagger you would think, but it's got this like lovely ivory handle and like this white lace that wraps around the handle, but it's obviously stained a little red.
Okay.
And I was like, I murdered my wife with this. I plan to someday murder him with the same.
Well,
I mean, I'll be completely upfront. I don't know if that'll ever be a thing. Maybe my mind will change if the time comes, but I've been rekindled with my love through Mercurial's grace. It reminds me exactly what I need to do. Eventually.
well, it's no secret that I'm not Cynthia's biggest fan, so
Yeah,
can't say anything. They just hate you for being you.
Yeah.
They're not very kind
Yeah.
to our particular mix.
And maybe that's part of, I'm thinking as Hannah and Sage now, maybe that can be part of our bargaining for getting back in with Crete. That we play a role against Cynthia. Not saying that needs to happen now or quick or anything else.
Make a name for ourselves.
Exactly.
Well, I'm curious if,
I mean, you can't, maybe you will reach out to your father or something.
He's not here.
This is not, no, this is.
well, that's what I was gonna say, is I don't know if he could reach to his father at all. I didn't know if there was any time to, I mean, I was dead, so I didn't know if there was any time for you guys to talk it out after you left. I don't know what kind of predicament you were in at the moment. I mean, didn't we have somebody look for Silence's parents or mother? Were they
Yeah.
supposed to be there?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, are they gonna come back and realize everybody's been slaughtered and they're just not gonna give a damn anymore? Glad I threw the monkey wrench to the thought process.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is good to think about.
I've got some business back and, well, Athena,
Mhm.
got some business back in Athena. I wanna try to
What kind of business?
family.
Anybody needs to be killed?
Anyone that needs to be killed.
I don't think we cut asked, but Zaris, you said, where were your people from? You needed help, but you didn't say where they were or.
Yes, they're in grave danger. If we could get to that, that'd be great. It seems like you'll have a lot on your plate.
You've been quiet this whole time about this meeting.
He's just been like clapping over there, it's like every time I clap, somebody dies.
Well, so they're smack dab in the middle of both armies. And a wonderful vantage point. We used to fight both of them off fairly regularly. So now I'm assuming now that they're at war, it'd be a little more aggressive.
Do you need to get them out? Or do you just need to defend them?
See, that's part of the story that is long. I'm not really allowed there. Yeah, there's a whole magic thing that happened. It's confusing, but I assume that they're in trouble, and so we have to get there and save them from that trouble that is brewing on the horizons.
And you can't be there.
Yeah, Sarah, how are we supposed to go there and help them when the person who's taking us there is not allowed there? That's
Oh, I mean,
kinda-
I might not be allowed. I'll still go. I don't have a problem being there and like forcing my way in. I was the strongest of them, so it's not like it's that big a deal.
Were you kicked out?
Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
you go into a little bit more detail about that?
Well, this, and then I'll just like create my bound axe. Not really allowed in a non-magical society. They didn't like that I took up with Elias, that I started to walk with Elias. But that being said, I still have much love for them, and I can't imagine that the man in white and gold won't come back to try to take what he tried before.
Do you think that if we brought this group, I'm not magical, but if we bring this group of magical people to your village, are they gonna be safe?
They'll be safe. They won't fight you for it. They won't attack you for having magic. It's not like they hate magic. They just don't like magic in the tribe.
So they dislike it, but not hate it?
Yeah, they're just like, why would you use magic when you have muscles?
That's great.
You probably didn't hear that, but
I did not.
Rain goes, I don't have muscles.
I won't argue.
Yeah.
I guess that'd be a.
Well,
Good
what
next step for us.
stopped, yeah, and Aaron, I know you've been on the ship for a while, so and you asked Ombre for help before, right?
Oh yeah, well, not Ombre specifically. When you're just a peon, you don't really talk to Ombre, but you talk to the first mate a lot. He's pretty cool. The quartermaster quite a bit. And they kind of had a different, larger agenda that did not involve that area of the world at this point. It was more of a if we get there, we get there sort of thing, where I feel like a smaller, more tight-knit group such as us, better chance of really steering towards the dying tribe of my family and friends.
Who's the war between again?
The Kree and Fintheon.
No, I mean, that's.
Yeah, they are warring. Like
Yeah, his
Kree,
village-
Fintheon
his
village.
in between where like two high points of contention
So
are.
I was figuring it was like out. I thought it was like his people were going against another.
No,
Not
those people are
literally.
just trying
He
to live
just
their
smack
life.
dab in the middle of the war.
Yeah, this is a completely innocent village that does nothing to them, but will also be collateral damage at this point.
How do you intend to save them?
By killing everybody.
Oh, I like it.
Well, not his village, but like, everyone.
Yeah, not them. They're not everybody. They're themselves. But
We need to murder everybody.
So both Cretan and Finthean soldiers, that's what you're saying?
yeah, why not?
Nice.
Okay, well.
He's like, cool, I'm down.
I mean, it seems that our decisions are not getting easier
No.
with the words we're speaking.
What if we take them and put them somewhere else out of the war?
I think the war is everywhere at this point.
So-
Would we even be able to move them?
Zaris, are you wanting to do this so that they'll accept you back into the village?
Oh, they'll never accept me back. That was not an option. This is more to just ensure their safety. Even though I was kicked out, even though I'm not there, that is my family. Those are my friends. That's who I've grown up with. Those who I've been around my entire life.
I don't want to sound like a party pooper here. But if we help you with this particular task, what makes you think they're going to move to a safer location? This war goes on for centuries. What makes them think that it won't happen again and again? Who are you saving them from?
I feel like if you leave a big enough scar on the battlefield, they won't return. If you take out the head of the snake that's trying to go for that area, I mean, the danger alone should be enough to dissuade them.
I mean, is there something particular that has a vendetta against your people?
Oh, yes. Well, I would assume it was a vendetta. We've seen him a couple times. I don't know his name. All I know is he was the opposite of the Kree general that I slew. But he wore these beautiful white and gold robes and shot magic from across the battlefield. It was insane and it was devastating. It took all we had just to push them back.
Do you know who that was?
Does not
I do not.
Was it an elf?
Why? Yes, he was Fintheon, but we don't know more than that.
So you're telling me you killed the general of one side, and now you think you're going to even out the powers to be with killing the other side?
Yeah. We've got one snake still attacking. Assuming. Maybe a new Kree general will come, but they'll learn their lesson after they die multiple times.
Guess we could take out the heads. Maybe we can kill the heads on both sides to end the war. Take over or cause a third party.
You should run as independent.
I Part of me is like, well, you know, out of all the places we can't go to, add one more to the list, what does it matter? You know, but.
But maybe if we rid this place of both sides, maybe this could be a place where we could stay for a while or be.
I mean, if you make your town a place where fighting over it is not worth your time, I feel like that, yes, maybe we can make a scar deep enough that both sides don't want to deal with it. It's probably more valuable locations in that particular town, I would guess. Unless they have some sort of a secret there.
Oh, not that I know of, unless they like tieflings for whatever reason.
Well, I guess my question is, your particular location, does it have resources, or is it just you're in the middle, so that's all that matters?
It's a great vantage point from what I understand. From my travels out of the tribe, that is what I've seen, is that it's desired because of where it's located. I don't think that there's resources there. Not that we would have ever found them. We're more of a hunting gathering type thing.
Literally, it's accessible everywhere and right back in the middle.
Well, maybe if Silas can join us because he has some connections to the Crete side, we can get into good graces as Sage said.
Didn't you just say he was a war criminal?
Well, my train of logic is if we killed somebody on their side, they may be more apt to accept us back on.
Someone's big. And it is still a connection. It's just a negative one.
I think we should kill Bailey.
I mean, if we could
I
ever,
find something.
if we could ever get
How long is
to
this
the
conversation going on?
I mean, I'll kill anything, so I'll just.
I think if we
I need an hour to finish this stuff.
I think we kill Bailey and take care of his.
I mean, does,
That one side of the war.
what are the odds that I've ever heard of
Maybe get
anybody who's a
on side
fucking mega
for
power
free.
wizard out there?
Street for his family.
Oh, pretty good.
His invasion.
Should I try to think of somebody who's like that?
Yeah.
I mean, like, it sucks because Freyr would have been the guy, to be like, I know exactly who that
Right.
is.
Yeah.
He's not here.
Are you
He's
engaged?
trying to
in
be
that?
It was Freyr.
I think we should kill Freyr.
Let's fucking kill
He's
Freyr.
trying to become a god.
I mean, we
Definitely
can't
kill
do,
him.
we can't deal with that.
Who's this friend?
Really
Yeah.
charming.
Who's traitor?
I can tell you it's somebody you would have loved to kill.
Is it history? It's the worst. Free.
A 3, oh man.
Well, I roll like shit, but also history is based off of intelligence, and I didn't make Xander intelligent, I made him wise.
Right.
Yeah,
So
you definitely remember a lot of stories about elves, and they do magic and powerful, but
And they do magic.
for some reason the words on the page just are not coming to you.
that's right.
They could do magic. I remember that.
So we should kill Bailey?
Yeah. I remember that.
I think it's a good idea. I think we should
Conquer
do that. I don't know how.
It's gonna be tough.
Are you saying we should do that first or go to help our
Yeah,
friends
I
there?
was like, I feel like he's like. I feel like-
No, absolutely.
Urgent.
Yeah, I'm not saying we should. I think we
Am I,
I think she was on the back burner or something.
Hey, if you don't mind, we're just gonna let a few more of you people die. It's fine.
I really want to do a trek to Jaru. I think that.
I think we can make that a main goal.
Just leave
and this
little
side
black
quest along
skulls
the way.
everywhere. in Nauru.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So Balin being
A
main goal, yes.
Like a main storyline, and then this thing, like, at least give us some kind of mission and goal.
yes.
It doesn't
To
mean we
get
have to
stronger.
go to it immediately,
Right.
but we will always not.
Well,
be
that
able to
puts
predict
us,
where we're
yeah.
stuck, like, what do we do?
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that.
Benjamin's very happy. He just joined the group and you guys want to kill him.
Well-
It's like, sweet.
Cool,
Yeah,
I'm the
we
right
definitely
group, guys.
have our reasons to.
well, and I think that's a good goal to move towards, but if we go help his village first, that's putting us in the right direction of Balin
Exactly,
anyway.
Yeah.
So
and we
might
can
as
get
well-
help
And we can get help.
towards our goal, and then if we can, Freyr, like, get more information on Freyr
I had
along
a
the way.
thought, but it might be a little metagaming.
Go for it.
Freyr and Balin, sure they had a relationship.
Yeah, they fuck.
Freyr is now with
Yes.
do you think we should murder Balin because he might be able to talk to Freyr and figure out why he's decided to go against Balin's wishes?
You're
I'm
not
okay,
there.
sorry.
Well, that's what
Tink.
Yeah. he just like no.
That was a very low intelligence roll earlier. He's just hearing shit.
But I'm like, I don't think Balin knows what Freya's doing himself.
Or-
Balin may not be approving what Freya's doing right now. He may not even have a clue. I mean, we could still murder her, but we may just ask her a few questions.
So, yeah,
That's what-
okay,
that's what I'm
so
saying.
a nice planned murder of interrogation first.
There's, the steps.
The
Yeah.
steps, the steps.
I agree with steps.
I like interrogation, yeah. That's
Because I feel like Freya has gone off the path before even Balin would have the ability to check on him. I mean, he's powerful, so I'm sure he could, but.
You guys hear kind of the door, not swing open, but definitely open. And there's there's more than just one set of footsteps walk. And you guys look over and you see Ombre and a couple of the Goliaths walking in.
It's the murderer.
She's our murderer.
She walks in and she's kind of puts her hand on her hips, one of them on her cutlass. She does have like the large tricorn hat that you guys have been seeing her wear, and then she has her like velvet red cloak that drapes to the ground. She looks around at everybody and sees that it's pretty empty, and then looks and sees you guys. She's and starts to walk over to you. She sees everyone and she's like, why the long faces? No one has a drink?
I can't drink.
I guess we don't have,
Oh,
we
no.
got a little lost in conversation.
Oh, anything interesting?
Mostly, talking with our new friend and what he's.
Finding out what him and his village have been going through.
Do you have any updates?
Hi.
Sorry.
Sorry, what?
Do you have any updates on the movement of the war? Have you heard anything new?
Yes. And who are you again?
Zaris, I was on your ship for like a long time.
You look familiar.
Yeah.
I wasn't-
Here, and I'll like pretend to shovel coal and see if that.
Good luck.
Exactly.
I'm glad,
Oh, Sarah.
I'm glad you found yourself with this group. They seem to always be getting into
Murdering
some-
people? Yes.
Well, delivering politics is how I like to call it. And yes, we've heard news about the war. Not great. And she's gonna look at, oh, you're not there, actually. She's gonna look at everyone and say, not great for Crete, it seems. Advancements have not been going their way. Seems like Fintheon was quite prepared for this. Well, someone's got to lose. And she's gonna say, "No, the rest of you. I know you had some problems back in Athena. How long do you plan on being aboard the Diplomat? Not that I'm asking you to leave. I'm just curious. You always have rooms available on my ship."
Yeah, it's not something that I've thought about, and it seems as though Silex has given away our means of transportation. Yes, I mean.
We didn't have a set plan in place. At this moment, we're
Old fashioned walking.
a little drifty, says the bird, yeah.
Yeah.
We're a little drifty right now.
No better way to live. Well, I'm gonna go get a drink, and I'll be back. And I'd love to share the stories of whatever it is that your adventures may take you. She's gonna turn to the bartender, and just like not even walk approach. She's just gonna like wave her hand, and the guy's gonna like nod, and then after a few moments brings her a drink. He's like, "It's always nice over here on the coast. It's so fresh." And she just like chugs the whole thing, and the bartender's
Really good.
the bartender's already walking back with her second drink before she's like finishing that one. Yeah, she's like, I can sip upon this one.
I'll take one.
Would you like me to?
You're not.
You know,
She's
Cree,
like-
I'm gonna take a break from your drinks. Yeah, the last time some shit happened and I had a really bad dream.
She had a really good night.
I did not. So
I'm just gonna
She
have.
was paralyzed.
I'm gonna have whatever.
I still got my key. 1 minute.
I'm gonna have whatever.
Literally 1 minute.
I know.
I look about.
She's gonna kind of look at the bartender that walked back, and she's gonna be like, to like motion him over and he takes yours or like everyone's order. Is there anything particular that you'd like to have for drink?
What do you got?
Well, I don't work here.
Not you, the bartender.
Oh. And she's gonna step out of the way. And the bartender's like this kind of small, younger human. He says, well, we have wines, delicious wines from the mountains. We have coffee, beer, grog, just different types of meat. Oh, it's terrible. Don't ever have it.
Doesn't sound good.
It's like moonshine.
Grog.
Yeah, it's like moonshine rum. It's like moonshine rum, but it's made with like, it's terrible. Yeah, it was like watered down rum that they drank at sea. Like it's not good. But I'm drunk. Well, I'm drunk all the same. And he's like, and then you know, different assortment of beers and sweet. Well, not as much anymore. But we do have certain types of liquors, but they're not very good.
I'll just take some mead.
Mead. Oh, perfect.
I'll take a coffee.
A coffee. Okay.
I'll have whatever Ombre had you said.
Oh,
It's
yes.
Fresh, that
Yeah,
looks good.
I'll take that too.
Oh, okay. So 3 meads and a coffee. What about for you? A coffee. Okay. You sound like you need it. And he's gonna go back, and you guys, you know, see him pouring the drinks. He comes back over. You guys kind of have like a fresh like latte style coffee with like fresh froth milk, and you guys with your meads, it's just like, you know, typical fresh cold honey based
Zaris, do you want a drink?
alcohol.
Nah.
He says no with confidence.
Didn't even ask you, so. I know that you can't, but
Well,
ignored your ass.
very well.
I just didn't make eye contact.
All right, and so Omri's like standing next to everybody. So how was your first day in the Oasis?
As I drink
Oh,
coffee.
I'm gonna grab the chocolates and like one of the boxes.
Well,
And it's like,
okay.
didn't you want it?
Why don't we keep this, you know, a little bit more hidden and discreet?
As they walked around town with 3 boxes.
It's
Are they
five.
back? 5 boxes. Oh, I didn't know.
Why don't we keep that hidden until we get to the ship?
Yeah, everybody is sauce.
Didn't know that.
It's like a wrapped up cocaine barrel.
Where are these bricks? I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's how we-
And she's gonna like put her hand on your shoulder and just kind of like you feel like your pocket kind of get a bit heavier for a second, and then she kind of steps away, and you like reach in and you feel like 25 gold pieces, like as you like feel around, you're like, geez, like your pocket full of gold paying you for the chocolate, essentially.
You got overpaid.
I got Maryland's box too.
You
Well, I
get
assume
25
that's where you knew where to find it. Merrill never comes to the Oasis without getting his chocolates, his turtles as he calls them.
I know.
Told to stay away from water. I'm gonna keep my voice low. We're told to stay away from water eclipse.
Yes.
Yikes. Don't know how that's gonna work.
Oh, well, just don't stand at the edge.
You don't want to be a drug dealer. You Go back to that dude.
She said, I think I want to be a drug dealer.
And she's all, I only got back for $1. She made 20 extra gold on that shit. I'm about to.
It'll be
I
fun.
did actually. I didn't even think about that. She gave me way too much money.
All right. But yeah, she's like, so how was your day? And then you talk about the chocolates. What about everyone else? Did you enjoy it here? Is it as pleasant as you'd imagine?
Yes. I'm getting some nice knuckle dusters made for me. The black-
I've never heard that phrase before in my life, and it's thrown me off so much.
Oh. She.
No, that's fine. I know what you
It's
mean.
another word for brass.
No,
knuckles.
I know.
Why do I call them brass knuckles?
No.
No. Not many things.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I've just never heard it until today. And
It's,
so I'm
yeah,
like,
old timey. We're
In
back in the
reality,
day.
guys, in Texas, it's a paperweight.
Because there's paperweights being made for me, the blacksmith.
I don't know, you're right. Yes, young Adrian is a great blacksmith. Probably one of the best in town. The only in town.
Good at his craft though.
Oh, absolutely. And let's come up to anything interesting. Get into any trouble that I have to fix. No?
No.
Wonderful.
How did your business go?
As planned.
I wasn't asking details, just wanted to know.
Well,
Curious.
No, you go.
Okay. Would you be able to get some information for me?
well, depends on the information before I say yes. But I also would love to remind you that I'm the captain of a ship and not a researcher. But if I know, I'm happy to divulge. What is it that you're looking for?
Curious on the ins and outs of Balin at the moment.
Oh, I'm gonna need another drink for this. I do know quite a bit about Balin. Whew, okay. This should be fun. What would you like to know?
What do you know?
Oh, everything's vague.
I mean, I don't need to
What-
tell his backstory.
Well, maybe not
I
that.
don't know that.
What
He's
is his
much older than I.
What is his involvement in the war? What role does he play?
Some rumors have said that he may have been the one to kickstart this war. Him and, of course, a close-knit group of powerful beings.
I'm getting scapegoated.
What, I don't know if you know the answer, to what benefit does he have to start a war that hurts his country, his people?
Well, some people get into power because they feel they don't have control over what's in front of them. So if they can be a leader, then they get to pretend that they have control. And some people actually have real power and don't need to pretend. Balin is one of the biggest pretenders there is.
Who has real power?
Someone who doesn't need to pretend.
Okay, Yoda.
He's aligned himself with those with real power. Not to say that Balin cannot hold his own, because he's an 800-year-old magic user, but
Who would you say has real power in Finland?
in Fendelwin,
Is that the?
Yeah.
that's the
Okay.
that's the
Right,
big
I
city.
know it's the like the capital.
That's the
Or-
capital.
Yeah, yeah, or Fintheon. I
Or the
guess
king.
Fintheon.
Would be more.
Um, I'd say the king.
Okay.
Who is the king?
Jarek. Okay, I don't remember. So-
Yeah, I was like, I have to look back. Those are like old notes. We never really went into that side of it, so I haven't really
Yeah,
remembered
well,
that.
that's why I was like, I don't remember any of this, and I'm sure
What was
Cree
the
wasn't
initial-
gonna fucking remember regardless.
When we got back on Armory's boat and the bells were ringing, you're like, oh, we were on war. What was that moment right before that? What started that very moment? Because we thought it was us. What do we do? Like way back when?
And we were in a.
Yeah, Jarek, Jarek, Jerich. Jarek.
Wasn't that when Balin showed up and Freyr and Balin talked?
Yeah.
Right, but I
We
was trying
were
to think.
at this beach.
We were
Yeah.
at the stage, yeah.
Yeah, we had just done the demon thing, right? And we got back on
You're
the
asking about
boat.
when the bells were
Yeah, when
ringing?
the bells ring, he's like, we're going to war, and like we thought that was us. But like, what the fuck? We didn't do anything, right? I'm trying to think.
Right, but we wouldn't have
wasn't a
been the
moment-
cause of like, okay, now the bells are tolling because this war is happening.
That's what I'm trying to remember. What was it that moment they were? Like,
I
oh, shit,
don't know if it's been divulged yet, so I don't think I should say.
Well, that's what I'm trying to remember.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
Well,
Actually, you know what? It has.
I know we- then
It absolutely has, because it was his brother, Silas's brother, it told him. So when Silex had that one-on-two with Sentry and Ombre in her ship, remember when he put on his like armor and was like acting intimidating, like I am Silex Roalian. Like
Yeah.
when he had that one-on-one with Ombre and Centria, he had essentially threatened for them to give the mines in Athos Beach claim to Crete.
And during that conversation, Centria said something in Elven. She was sending a
Yeah.
message back to, as we now know was Balin at the time, saying Crete is encroaching on Fintheon land. Like has officially announced domination over that land. At the time, yeah, at the time she was doing that because her and Ombre owned that land and didn't want them to take it over. So she told that to Balin, not realizing that Balin was a bad guy.
So really, Centria started this war.
No, it was 100% Silex saying that.
See, this is why I'm curious, because now this is gonna lead to the question I want to ask actually, Aubrey. Now, was, I meant to ask this a little bit before a few of your drinks were passed to you, but you looked like you were enjoying them, and I was in a daze. Which side are you wanting to win? Because I feel like business benefits you when both sides are functioning.
This is gonna sound odd. I'd prefer peace. So whoever's winning, get it over with. Whoever loses, get it over with. I prefer peace. A lot of my assets are tied up in the luxury
But she
industry.
doesn't know that Centria was working on one side rather than the other. That's why I'm confused. Now Centria tells Balin starts the war, now it hurts Ombre's profits. Well, I mean, they're working together, but
What is your plan for the duration of the war, since your assets are tied up in luxury? What are you wanting your role to be during the war?
Gain new assets. And she's like,
Non-luxury?
and she's looking around at the bar. Welcome.
Really? She works fast.
Well, it's working for you.
You never
Before long, this will be my time.
finished telling me the other individuals' power.
Well, I mean, a lot of it is mysterious, right? Most powerful beings don't walk around in broad daylight, flashing how powerful they are. So it's difficult to pin a name. I mean, we've all heard rumors, and I don't even know what's true and what's not true of these rumors. But, there's, like I said, Balin may be a bit of an imposter, but that doesn't mean that he's not aligned with those that still put fear in me. That woman you were just with, extremely terrifying and powerful.
Yeah.
Beautiful, but powerful.
You find her powerful.
Of course. I wish I would have been able to speak with her, but since she had other plans.
Is Centria somebody who would want to see themselves amongst Finland's powerful?
Centria. Oh man, you would have to ask her that yourself. We don't always share the same political views, but I would imagine she would prefer Fintheon to win, as her lineage and family lines go up that route.
Would she look after you if she was in those positions of power?
She would look after me.
Would she?
You'd have to ask her.
I'm just
I don't think I
curious
need
about-
looking after, but
Well,
it'd be nice to have friends in higher
I'm
places.
just curious about the power vacuum that comes with killing Balin.
How much of
Killing Balin.
It's been discussed.
Well, that would be something. Where do you expect to find him?
this is a new development?
Well, we have somebody who I would assume knows a little bit of his movements.
Last I saw, he was in the capital.
In Findelwind. Well, whatever you do, I would not disclose this to Centria. Her and Balin used to be quite close.
Maybe this is a selfish question, but how much of Fendelwind, and you may not know the answer, how much of Fendelwind knows Centria is alive? Balin obviously knows.
I didn't know she was supposed to be dead, so
That's what I thought. Maybe it was just me and my family that thought that.
But then how many people are in your family? That might be the answer to your question. I don't know.
Interesting.
So yeah, I'd be very interested in the idea of killing Balin is very intriguing. He's
We'll take help.
he's very powerful in his own right, not as strong as he thinks he is, but it would require some planning for sure. You can't walk into Findlewin and just start a fight.
Especially
Just
all
true.
groups. That's not going to work.
It's true.
We're not exactly gonna blend in.
I think the small council that runs most of their government would probably see you coming from a long, far way. You probably have to find him out and about, which is difficult because he doesn't really leave unless he must. So
Maybe we need to give him a reason to leave. Well, we do know
Well,
that
my great thing-
his asset just betrayed him. I wonder if he knows that. Does he know Freyr's gone?
it's your friend, right?
I won't call them friends.
As far as the ledger goes, I believe Freyr is more of an enemy than an ally.
Oh, that's too bad.
Snowy parts of.
That's too bad. We should have killed him when we had the chance, then.
Agreed.
There might be a few that would say so.
I don't like the idea of having enemies on my ship. Is there anyone else that may potentially be an enemy amongst your group that we should kill now?
Anyone want to die now for free?
Yes. Is there anyone else?
No, that was
You're
the one
new.
that needed to die.
Tiefling, you're new. Are you an
Hi.
enemy?
No, probably not.
What about you?
I don't think so.
Good. I love when people are honest.
I guess my question to you, my sweet, is he's silently trying to put that in like we're cool, right?
I was like, I don't wanna go there.
Yeah,
That's probably where it is.
After your business here is done, would it be possible to get one last store, however many willing to help us move into where Zaris is people are? They need some help. We may be the ones to help them with.
Oh, where are
Yeah.
you?
Well,
Where-
that went Texan real quick. Well, it's you got a map. I can point at it.
Yeah,
Falcon Coast.
yeah, it's Phoenician.
Galatian, I can't read.
And then it's
Glacier Coast.
it's
Yeah.
west of the Hetero Flats.
We don't really use names. We just kind of look at mountains and we're like, right there.
Mustaki.
Well, it's probably a bit of a hot area at the moment. We're understood that there's quite the battle, the siege going on between, well, Crete and Fintheon along the mountains of the Fates, which seems to be right there around where you're wanting to go. And why are we going to this village? We're potentially going to this village again? Because your people are there?
Yeah. Friends, family, loved ones, important people to me.
Because it's dangerous there.
I mean, danger is fun for me. I don't know about you guys.
Oh, I enjoy it to myself, but seems like you have recently lost a companion. I didn't think you'd be so quick to jump into potentially losing more. That seemed to really affect you all,
Well,
as it should.
I think,
But
that also moves us a little bit closer to Balin area, and if this is an idea we're entertaining.
There was the man in white and gold. I kind of am following your stories, but he was Elvin.
was this man dark of skin or fair?
Fair. He magic caster, long range, very scary.
How long ago was this?
I would say 5 to 6 years.
Interesting. That's what I thought. Okay. Well,
Do you know who that might have been?
I was gonna say, can I inside check that little
Yes, absolutely.
I just straight up asked, who is that?
Well, I could look at her, read her.
You can get advantage at your daughter.
Sheesh, I needed that. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, 24.
24.
So cute.
Yeah, you get the impression she knows who that may have been.
And then, yeah. you
Yeah,
got-
but she, like, I did. Did she?
Sorry, what'd you say again?
Oh, I said, and do you have an idea of who that might have been?
Yeah. Yes, of course. We've heard things, stories, people causing problems, and I didn't want to say anything because I felt like you guys were all part of a group.
What?
Was that fair?
It was.
Well, Balin taught many young casters how to do
Oh, great.
spells.
Oh,
And-
God, wizard did this.
Very end of it.
There was a younger one, only maybe 200 or 300 of years, who was told to ravage a few villages, practice his magic. They were, but we were told we always heard that he was cleansing.
I shed that
That's what
skin.
this guy is.
Sage is gonna like visibly get.
Yeah, they were always told that they were cleansing the land of the unpure.
She's just
the
gonna
whole
reach
group
and
is
like
unpure.
grab, Sage is gonna reach and grab Ray's hand and just like squeeze it for a second, like at the unpure.
I was gonna go, oh.
Sage, so,
And
yeah,
when I
she's just gonna-
when I saw him traveling with you all, I figured, well, got to align yourself with the strong, I guess.
It's really a good guy.
I didn't
Seems
really
like
think
there's
anything
a lot
of
more
it.
about Freyr that maybe was not disclosed.
Not surprised.
We should have killed him.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck now, you haven't gotten it.
I mean, well, I was the richest man in town.
I think at this point, my mind is made up. I think Balin needs to die.
I
As
agree.
well as
Freyr's
Freyr.
next.
Good for you.
I'll kill him.
Freyr is.
God, I feel
So we have
like, I look,
3 targets.
I feel like
of a
Freyr
half-witted
is,
young society.
yeah, Freyr is number one that we want. I'm sure Balin will be on the way.
Freyr's gonna be a lot harder to get to. I think.
I
Balin
think
is
he's our
just-
end goal, though.
Yeah.
Freyr's the end goal.
I mean, I could find
Absolutely.
it eventually.
How do you
I
feel
mean,
about being?
I can describe.
Here, but now we all.
Awesome.
Here's the thing, he now,
Paul's gonna play Freyr for the last fight.
yeah, he now in his position.
Oh,
can
no,
kill
he's
his-
not.
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
Wait, what?
Him in his position can now be the killer of his character.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah, if I could kill him for
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'll be playing for it. He's not just gonna cast
Paul's
magic
gonna be like,
missile.
what
Let's just say that.
Well, a lot of this discussion can happen when Silex gets back. I mean, sure.
Which is probably.
Yeah, I was just,
I was it's just finishing touches and like magical stuff in my armor, so.
Yeah, you finish up. You and Adrian have lots of small talk. You
He's probably just sitting there like,
What are these
roll,
things that you're making?
roll a insight roll.
okay.
He's telling us stories. Dude, this guy just showed up. 50 gold. Wielded a hammer.
He went home to his wife and kids, and he's
Yeah.
like, "We're eating good tonight."
16.
16.
I
Yeah,
made
you
him
get the
stop by
impression
some chocolate
that
truffles.
Adrian is just a fucking cool guy. You know, he's just a very friendly, happy person. He's just happy that you were there blessing his time. You know, he got to talk with you a little bit, but you just get lots of good feelings from him.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'll help him with his hammer technique a little bit.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you both hold the hammer together. You stand behind him as you
Ghost
You guys start doing like pottery and
Well,
stuff
yeah,
too.
but he makes the hammer like, right here in the cross area.
Yeah. There's like a montage of like romantic music, and you guys are like sitting around like a
Like
pottery thing.
ghosts.
Just molding the hot metal.
Yeah. Yeah.
You let it scorch.
Alright, so if I'm done,
Well,
so I just changed, I just did some stuff in my armor and then fixed the rifle and stuff. So I'll head back to the tavern.
Cool. Yeah, you get there, you see when you get to the tavern, at this point it's around 6 p.m. So like the sun's starting to go down, but not super low yet. So yeah, you meet up with the rest of them. Aubrey's there, a couple of her Goliaths that don't really say anything are there, and then you see your two new friends, and everyone looks kind of riled up in a good way, like kind of amped, and they seem motivated.
Yeah. Sage is not.
Fuck, big one in the face.
I already didn't like it, yeah, this is just so much worse.
All right, what do y'all do? Are y'all doing anything else in the tavern tonight? Are y'all going to bed, or what are y'all doing?
We're still drinking and
Sure,
Benjen, you wanna have some chocolate?
There's lots of food. Yeah, this is a full-on bar.
Well, no, have you eaten? I mean,
Probably not. No, not since breakfast on the ship.
I'll get some
Oh,
food
yeah.
from the table.
Do you have any salmon?
We don't. We have no, and like Aubrey's like, we haven't discussed the menu fully, but let me see what they're doing. And she's gonna walk over to the bar this time, and she's just gonna like, you guys see it's kind of like an empty bar, but this place is huge. Like the bar top is like probably 40 feet long, and she's just gonna go right in the middle, and she's just gonna like kind of sit on top of the bar, and she's gonna like lean back and like look each way, and then she's just gonna slide over the bar top. And she's gonna like start looking through some of the papers there, and like she's like pulling up one of the documents that you guys see, and she's like starts yelling across the room. It looks like they have a lamb chop. There's a flatbread. There's a snapper, if you like the fish, and there's a little swordfish prepared as you wish. So, any of that sound good?
I'll take some.
And there's walnut cake.
So efficient walnut.
And you guys see the little like bartender like walk up, and you notice him say, "Hey, you can't," and then instantly stop. He's like, "Hey, you can't," and she looks over, and he's just quiet. He's like, "Oh, what can I get? What can I get?" It's like, Amber's like, "I'll take a walnut cake. I'll take a snapper, and go ahead and do a lamb chop for me, and whatever it is that whatever they want, it's on the house, okay?" And he's like, "Are you sure? We haven't had a lot of." Okay. So yeah, everyone places your food order. After a few minutes, the food comes out. And it's delicious. Do you guys sit out on the patio, like overlooking the water? Or are you guys inside?
Yeah, that's what patio is eating.
Okay. Yeah, the weather here is remarkably pleasant. It's not super hot. Even during the day, it didn't get really hot here. Really an oasis. So it's like really nice. The sun starts to set. You guys, have typical conversation. Is there anything specific y'all want to talk about or go over before going to bed?
Yes, I want to talk to Sage about what Zenner talked to me about.
Yeah, so you want to talk to her? Well, then go ahead.
Okay.
In front of everybody? Or you do it?
No, not in front of everybody.
Okay, so you kind of pull her to the side.
Pull her aside.
Okay.
Want to get a drink?
Just do me a
Go to the
favor.
bar.
Let's go get a drink.
Do me a favor. Make sure to talk loud so we can hear through the microphone.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Do you remember when Zenner was unconscious? And we
Dead,
were-
yes.
Yes. Okay, dead.
Yes.
And we were on the top of the ship.
Yes.
And you were sitting next to him and I was doing my little prayer.
Yeah,
Did you hear anything that I said? Because I didn't think I was saying it out loud.
I didn't hear anything in particular. I mean, I knew you were praying.
Okay. Zenner says he heard it.
Well, he was dead.
Well, he was dead. He said he heard me. And there's some kind of miracle and we're watching out for me. So, yeah.
Well, if I understand correctly, Merkel is Zenro's new god. So if Merkel has taken a
Two more infusions.
interest in
Discount?
you,
There's repeating shot.
there might be something to be said there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so peach,
Well,
For something. You might have something just like me.
About what?
About our conversation about. everything.
I said, not all of our prayers fall in the ears we tend to, some of these definitely is.
you know, yeah, yeah. It's interesting. I think that with both of us growing up under Luna, it seems that this journey has taken the interest of maybe some other God beings. I too have gotten some different messages from someone who is not Luna, and I would be lying if I said I wasn't interested. So maybe it's worth it to look into that and see and at least get some questions answered. But it's up to you. If you feel that connection to Luna, and you feel overall like this is something that might be worth looking into and understanding, then we came here to discover something about ourselves and to experience the world. And this is the way that we get to do that, that maybe it's worth looking into.
Just, and then more, some more meat you.
Because we grew up under Luna, but not
Yeah,
that
just
we can't
use
look
that
at
to
the
sound
country.
true, like, I have no purpose on this trip.
Oh, and one of my
I was like,
dogs,
oh,
if
oh,
he
okay.
is
I was like,
accusing
yeah,
my
for
dog,
us,
the dog was mine. I can make a dime.
it was just.
Should have done that a long time.
I should have, but I made that important. I had to wait for another
It
one.
all did so much more. Yeah,
All right.
So.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Yeah.
No one else? Leaving it?
Hello.
You guys good with yours? I was trying to listen in, but there was like 4
I know, everybody just scattered. Yeah.
That's the environment we have in.
Yeah.
That's true.
We wouldn't have done this conversation.
That was very realistic because you guys had your own moment.
Yeah. You guys are having your thing, and I'm just sitting there looking at all the food that's like half eaten, and I'm just like. I'm just sad. No, but I informed Silas of the majority of our conversation we had,
Okay.
and I wanted to ask, is the potential murder, well, I guess that was Freya that we were talking about, but is the potential murder of Balin something that gets us into the good graces of your father? I mean, I could send him a message if I knew him, if I saw him, and we don't have a painting. Is there any way to contact him to know that this was a giant misunderstanding?
I could do a little minor illusion and show you him. That would work.
That should work, and I would know what it, yeah.
So I'll just do a minor illusion of my father in his armor.
I will do that tomorrow.
That's fine.
I mean, we can think about what to say, it's a little certain amount.
There is the boy in silence who hopes his father will believe him. There's the military man in silence who doubts it. But I will say bringing the head of Balin could open the door to a conversation. Now, do I believe that it would be a cure-all? And most likely I imagine the best possible scenario would be to alleviate gall of the crowd.
I mean, surely someone's going to have to pay for the hundreds.
But bringing the head of Balin or multiple Fentheon members could definitely open the doors of negotiation of this, believe what I'm saying, and that I am not against Crete. I am a Cretan. But
Used to be.
I'm just trying to figure out about possible outs.
we could send a message tomorrow and see how it goes, but until proven otherwise, the military man has been alive longer than the boy, so.
Understandable.
I've got to know then. Interesting dynamics we have going on there.
I wasn't part of that conversation.
Trying to figure out what's anyone cared about. Well, I mean, yes, there's that, but at the same time, it's like, shit. You don't really have to decide to go to. Yeah, I mean, you have a middle ground, you can fight over. Can can't kill Freyr because he's off doing his own thing. I
We
can
will.
scry on him.
Will.
Well, I mean, at the moment, we can't get to the wizard that killed his people, Zeus' people, because that's Freyr. At least we believe it's Freyr. And he's
He's in
in a snow escape somewhere. I can
But-
scry on him daily. It's a big spell for me.
But I mean, there might be another general at the moment terrorizing his people. Multiple years ago, the war wasn't on. The war on now to claim a strategic position could be beneficial. Then most likely is another captain, general, battalion of Fabian soldiers there, and probably Crete as well.
But we heard from Ombre that it's not going super well for your particular people. Maybe a slight nudge.
And that could making a name for ourselves as enemies of Fenthion could turn the tides a bit in our favor of Crete. Do we want to live? I don't know. That's a question for us.
I think we're already living like that. We're already living like that. This doesn't change anything about what we're doing, and quite frankly, I think it aligns with almost everybody's beliefs. Yeah, this fits with all of us, and you know, we all have our own journeys of discovery along the way, which is nice in its own right. But if we can move towards something bigger at the same time, then I think that we're exactly where we need to be. And quite selfishly, that also keeps us close to, I'm gonna look at Ombre, keeps us close to the diplomat and the two of you, and I would like to get to know my mother more. And you, of course, too, Ombre.
Ombre's got that buzz wink on. Yeah.
I get that sentiment. Fighting Balin by ourselves at the moment is a struggle. You know,
Well, whenever that time comes, we'll have to know more about him. I'm sure he's as safeguarded as anybody at this moment.
anyone who could teleport across the world found have items, power,
It's a very big project to take on.
but it is an end goal that we can all work towards. We all
Yes.
become stronger in doesn't matter way. I mean, that one can't die. So,
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, you're talking about me, yes, but I'm talking about Sage and I came across a unique piece of armor at a shop. And apparently it like kills magical abilities.
oh, was it the small lady?
Yeah, she said she'd hold it until tomorrow, but I wanted to talk to the group.
And she said she'd offer it at a good price,
What was that cost?
10,000.
Oh, she offered it to me for 75. I still don't have the capital to take it. So, I mean,
Well-
so it cancels out. So it does not that it does anything, but it negates magic. Well, that's why this spell didn't work then.
That might be, if this is our new plan and project, that might be something worth buying to
That is
help our group get to that goal, but
that is very useful.
And also,
7,500 is a lot of
I don't know
gold.
what this is worth,
Yeah,
but it's the
yeah.
dragon scale coin.
Yeah.
I don't know what the monetary value of this was, but I thought I could ask you. I didn't know if you knew how much it would be value, but I was going to trade it to her to maybe help us pay for it.
Well, we could. I thought the same thing with the few pieces I had. But at the moment, we would have to go to someone who would want it for its magical capabilities, which I think is Jeffy.
Jeffy. Is it a Jiffy?
It was funny because they went literally all the way.
These are like echoing in.
But can I make an estimate of what I think it would be worth market wise?
The coin.
Yeah, or just dragon a shard of dragon.
Yeah, I mean, you got the impression
Dragon
that
scale.
last time that like one piece of dragon scale, like a fist-sized piece, was probably close to 400 or 500 gold pieces for that one piece.
Okay.
So the coin,
Shards.
yeah, maybe a little bit more because it's forged into something, like it's a coin, and not just. So maybe close to like 1,000 for like an actual coin.
And I thought about it, dude. You just hold that coin and cast spells through it. Like that's the whole point. It's like it amplifies things. Like to a wizard, that'd be like really strong.
Devastating, yeah.
If you just keep it on you, like that's your lucky coin. I'm glad I didn't give that to Freyr.
I trust him doing it.
So,
Fucking poker face.
About
So it's like, wait a minute, that was a thing?
about this cloak that negates
Yeah, if
magic.
only there was like a chest full of this stuff somewhere.
I know,
Yeah.
yes, I was thinking.
Someone
about
had
that.
the key
Like-
to-
There's nothing but a bunch of dead bodies in a room and the camera's just panning over like I have to see it in my head like a chest. Just
It's
sitting
a little thought bubble.
Yeah. Just that guy with his no legs eagle trying to fly with the ship.
So, yeah, so about that cloak of negating magic,
Cloak of the Horde.
yes, so how would that? I forgot about it.
No, well, you said cloak, but I didn't think it was.
Is it a
I'm
cloak?
thinking armor.
It's
like a
armor.
vest.
Sorry.
I
So
thought there was another thing. I was like, no.
would the end goal be to negate like the magic of Balin or Freya or something
Anyone.
like that?
I mean,
It would,
But what would keep them from just not like taking it off?
what if it's on somebody? You'd have to-
Well, imagine
I guess you could grapple them and then take it off, but I mean, that's a good.
if you kept that person in front of you the whole time within close enough range, I would imagine you could prevent them from being useful.
Especially if they're magic caster.
Oh, you want to go this way, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, going back this way,
But it's
huh?
also,
Like you play defense in basketball, keep an
but
eye
it's
on.
also anything that goes into that field of view. You can, they can, if, this is Adam explaining to me.
Yes.
A beholder like is like a 30-foot long, but it's a cone. Anything that goes into that is canceled.
You shot
Oh,
a
So
fireball.
like if
through
I
it.
shoot through
Okay,
it, it'll
yes.
stop.
Okay, I literally thought that you guys were just wanting to put this vest onto him.
No,
Oh,
it's a
stop it, I'm
cone.
like,
It would be a warrior
No,
wearing it
that's-
against the wizard.
Yeah.
It would know everything
got
he
it,
did.
okay.
So,
I thought it was being put on the person that you wanted to
No,
negate,
no,
not
not
yourself.
one
I
No,
get
So
it.
that's
this
what we
is-
wanted, is
Yes,
that one of us.
that makes
wears
sense,
that.
yes.
So what
Then
like
we could
it'd
just,
be
okay.
the best people would probably be these three or you. You don't use all
I mean,
these
assassin,
three.
I mean, Benjamin just got here, maybe it was ours, but like
Oh yeah.
an assassin.
No, he's barbarian.
Someone who's gonna be able to handle up close.
But they could transform and still have the magical
we
effect
have
of their
to-
armor.
Right.
And then so wherever they were frontward facing would have their
Well,
creation
we needed
abilities.
a rogue to steal that captain stuff. His absorb magic, from what I could tell.
Oh
Like every time he
yeah.
was hit with magic, it went into him.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, I need to be a rogue right now.
I would like to wait for him to go to bed.
How much do we have in the community fund?
4,500.
Oh man, we got a lot of a gap.
We have-
That is such a good piece to have too.
I know, hold on. I have a bunch too.
I have 1,400.
A lot of I have some
What?
personal
You
as
use
well.
all of our.
I have 1900.
I have a lot
What?
too. No, I have a bunch too. I've got.
Oh man, I hope you guys die soon. So like,
I don't have any money either.
I mean, yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, I do have like 2K worth of diamonds.
You're
I've
done?
got 10 platinum, that's it.
I got,
That's pretty good though.
Really, that's only 100.
Oh,
Yeah, I have like $1,200 worth of diamonds. so that's probably
$1,000.
We could just steal
10 platinum, 10 times 10.
No, 10, that's a hundred.
it. I already like that idea better.
Oh,
I get it. Oh, well,
I mean,
105
you
times.
could.
What happened?
I don't know what.
Well, we do happen to have somebody who might be able to take care of it for free.
I don't.
Where's Edna? Let's go get that from. Oh, I'm sorry, Corolla.
Benjamin's already gone.
Vintage, I'd be like,
Why would you want to steal from one of my merchants?
That's
That was out
exactly,
of
I
the
was
game.
like,
I wasn't
just-
No, it wasn't.
No,
This one?
Oh, I mean, I didn't think you, my apologies, I didn't think your grasp had extended quite this far.
It's my reach is far.
she drunk.
Okay.
Actually, maybe, who's the name of the lady?
Corolla.
Corolla,
I
right,
was gonna say Edna.
keep saying it, but maybe you could speak with Corolla and to get you and her into your good graces. Offer us a particular item she only just recently discovered was valuable.
Hold on, can we have a discount for your payment plan?
payment plan would be nice.
We can talk to her. See what she says.
But we can still sell a shard or two to raise our capital quite a bit.
Well, you know, we have a mage caster here though. I mean, it may be beneficial for us to hold on to it. And then maybe something can be casted on our own, right? We see what the value is, I guess, just in case.
What's your Corolla's price? Maybe she'll lower the price.
Well,
We'll have to sell the
Especially if-
shards.
Man, I still love
Amber's
it.
with us. She might want to.
I really hope I didn't just kill Crow. Quesadilla, no. Sorry. I can find somebody else to fill my shop.
I mean, who else is gonna buy it? This is a time of war, so what we can offer her.
As somebody who's wealthy would use it. I mean,
That's true.
nothing
Don't
stopping a
want us to
general
get in the
from
hands of
running
something
in.
like Balin.
I gotta do that anyways.
And you're okay with coming with us to do
Yeah,
that?
my things won't be ready until
Two
tomorrow.
So
Cool.
Thompson,
Yes.
You're gonna be here.
If I'm free, yeah. I might go. I need to go to bed.
Damn, she was hit hard.
How many has she had? We're all just like still like chatting,
Just like
knocking it back, yeah.
So gonna enjoy
You
this
notice
chocolate
she
turtle tonight?
has some chocolate on her lips.
What are you seeing anything?
Am I seeing anyone?
See.
Oh, I'm seeing lots of things.
Yeah, and now at this point it's like nighttime, so like stars are above, like the waves are crashing down below.
I
She's
certainly
like-
have
she's
the
like,
last restoration. I'll be
Well, it's a
curious.
bit bright out here, but it's a beautiful day.
It's not.
You ever make it through this one, okay?
That's what I meant. Oh, I sleep here.
Oh, you're sleeping.
Yeah, it's a tower. Everyone's here. So no sleep. It's a long walk to the ship.
Oh, I thought you went to a room.
It's not.
But I'll see you all tomorrow. Are we leaving tomorrow? She's looking back at one of her Goliaths. She's like, are we leaving tomorrow? And he's like, you're the boss. You usually tell us if we're leaving. So yes. She's like, okay, yeah, we'll leave tomorrow. And she like stands up and kind of like holding onto the table a little bit longer.
Do you need some help? Do you want me to help you?
I feel great. This is nice.
Okay.
And she like walks up to the door and she like kind of stumbles at the step. She swings the door open way farther than it needs to go. She's like, whoa. And then you see her kind of like going up the stairs, like as she's holding
I'm
on
gonna-
to
I'm gonna help her up.
no, fine,
You're
fine.
the, I'm
Fine.
gonna help you up. I'm gonna get you upstairs. Are you one proud dad and right now?
No,
Dogs on rugs.
I'm letting her do her thing.
She stumbles a little bit on
She's
the.
experimenting.
She catches herself.
Come on.
I was thinking about
There
it.
she gets up. She gets up.
Greater restoration.
I thought I do have it. It's always because of my cleric.
Wait, did
class.
you
I
cast
have it all
that?
the time.
Did you cast Great Rich?
No,
Oh.
I was letting
I
her
was
have
thinking it
her
would be
thing.
funny. She took it and then he just like, nope.
Well, like she hit the fucking booze immediately hard. I'm thinking like maybe she's had a rough day. If I could let her have it,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna.
she's an adult.
So she makes her way up to her room and disappears for the night. Everyone else, are you guys getting rooms here at the tavern? Or are you going back to the Diplomat?
I'll get her.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you guys get a room from the bartender.
It's on her town.
Yeah, it's on the house. Like he's not charging anything. He's scared of Umber. So yeah, you guys are able to get a night's rest. So everyone can get a full like long rest. Reset your spells.
Hey,
hit
real
points.
quick, before you get a night's rest. Have you, because I know you scried, I guess, yesterday.
It's today.
Oh, it is still today, was it this morning?
Yeah. Oh, actually,
It was while you were on the boat this morning.
yeah, because I just.
You
got
woke
that
up this morning.
Okay, so prayer ditched us this morning.
Yeah.
Okay, but never mind, you're good.
Yeah, never mind. You're good.
I don't need to sleep.
Oh, you don't do that. You're
He's
good.
gonna go sit there.
Well, yeah, basically you can just like meditate is what
Use
my
something to check
particular thing.
out.
But yeah, that's like, and then I'm aware of everything that goes on though.
We're on autopilot, good.
Yeah. I turned off real quick.
Yeah, this is actually going to be the first night that you are doing this. It's the first night that you've experienced actual restlessness.
I'm sure I try to lay down.
Yeah, you try to lay down, you try to go to sleep, but just it doesn't really work.
like your mind doesn't allow you to get tired. Like you would like to go to sleep, like it's just what you're accustomed to doing around this time of day, but you're just not able to. So after a while, you kind of sit up and look around the room, and you kind of use this time to meditate. And
Yeah, I probably pull out paints and like I'm gonna take my journal that I've had pictures and I probably try to draw ombre and stuff because that was what I did in my past life, I guess. Draw ombre and try to draw like what I remember the halls a little bit, just because I'm a visual. Think like Mercury will come, so it's not like it's stupid. I'm trying to figure
practicing
out
your pitch.
Yeah, like I got Mercury will be
His
praised. I got
testimony.
that one, but like don't be afraid of death. Live right out.
You only live once. No, that's been used.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do, Sage?
She goes,
Well, I didn't know if you were done.
I'm good.
Before I go to sleep, I want to, because I'm remembering that Centria said something to me on the boat about, who knows, maybe you'll hear something or see something tonight. So I want to go just kind of stand and like look out at the water and just like not meditate, but just focus, connect.
all right, are you going down the stairs like to the cliff, or are you staying up by the tavern? You're like going all the way down to the water, like
I'll start at the cliff. I want to go to the cliff. I haven't had chocolate. I'm just gonna go to the cliff and just like look out, and maybe I'll even just be like, "Are you there? Hello? Is anybody there?"
yeah. So it takes you a while to get down there because it's nighttime, so you gotta watch your step a little bit more. Yeah, you finally make your way past the blacksmith, the coffee shop, and you like go past that to where you can like really officially kind of hear the it's at nighttime, but you still hear kind of the cawing of like gulls and things like that. You hear like a little bit of just soothing, like very constant water crashing against the rocks below you on the cliff. And then there's like a moment where the waves, they kind of seem to start to all sound the same, almost like a rhythm, like that of a song. And you're just kind of staring out at the ocean. It's super dark, and so the feeling when you look out at the ocean when it's dark, you can't really tell where the night sky begins and where the actual ocean stops at that horizon. And there's like a moment where you're looking out and you kind of see the water start to grow, and like a wave starts to really ebb and flow and grow into kind of a larger, not just a typical crashing wave, but more of like a tidal wave. And you see it grow. It keeps growing as it gets closer and closer. The moonlight's kind of flickering on it, so where you can definitely tell that it's growing in size. From where you sit, about 150 feet above, sea level, essentially, you can tell that this wave is growing to about your height. Oddly enough, you don't see continual waves behind it. It's just this one. And as you it starts to get closer and closer to you, there's like a little bit of fear that comes over you for a second. You're like, is this really, is it gonna crash into me? Is this gonna affect the town? What's gonna happen? And then the wave gets to the front and just stops. And all the water seems to stop. And then there's a few moments of silence where you kind of like hear your own heart beating, right? You feel it in your chest. And then the wave starts to like slowly rescind. Just the big wave. The other waves are still frozen. This one starts to slowly rescind. And as it falls down, you kind of see the wave fall, and it creates the image of the wave still standing, creates the image of like a large, like 100-foot tall man. The rest of the wave falls down. The man takes a step forward. Now it's leaving the ocean itself. So now it's just like a giant entity of water, takes a step forward, takes another step, and now it's getting really close. It kind of leans over and it reaches its water hand out and kind of hesitates for a moment and then opens right in front of you.
She's like, she's gonna take a step forward and see what happens.
Onto the hand.
Not yet, just take a step forward and kind of look up at, is there a face? Or is it like face?
Imagine a stick figure of water.
Okay.
It doesn't have a face. It has the silhouette of a head, but there's no
Okay.
face on it.
So I'm gonna take a step forward and just kind of gauge, does anything happen?
No, it's just staying.
Okay.
It's just staying there.
Then I'm going to walk onto the hand.
And as you do, as soon as you step onto the water, the being starts to back up with you in it. So now you're floating. You look down and you see the beach 150 feet below you, as this being is now retracting back into the water. This water giant starts like pull you back, and then the wave starts to fall into the water, not crash, but just slowly kind of step backwards into the water. And you see yourself getting closer and closer, and then his head goes underneath, and all you are on this platform of water, standing atop in the middle of the ocean. Now you're probably 500 feet into the water. You look back and the town is just kind of a speck of a couple candle lights and torches flickering. And you look out and it is completely quiet besides the water. Like you don't see anything. You look up and see stars. You look back and you see the moon. You look forward and see pitch black of the ocean. What do you do?
I think she'd probably just kind of gauge for a second, and then she'd say, I think she'd call out and just say, where are you? She knows someone's there, so she'd just say, where are you? What do you want from me? Tell me what to do.
And again, you feel that from your dream last night, you felt this reverberation in the water. You feel the ocean itself feel like it's vibrating up and down. You hear that boom. And then in your head, just like before, instead, it says, Sage, welcome home. And then the water hand slowly goes down to where you're at the edge of the water, and as you look back, you're on the beach again, not 500 feet out. And the ocean is seeming as calm as ever. No tidal waves, no trembling. You feel at peace.
I need to bust out this.
Okay.
There's a part of that one where it's that hand just yeet her back. in the-
That's how the girls are like, come on up at a point.
Yeah.
Depends on what you said.
I think she would maybe take a step into the water, like actually like feel the water and like kind of run her hands through it, and just, she's probably a little like teary-eyed in that piece, and she's just gonna say thank you.
Yeah, you don't get a response, but you do feel whenever you put your feet and hands into the water, you actually kind of feel the water moving as you move. As you're like going your hands through it, you actually kind of feel the water almost creating a wave in front of your hand. And when you pull your hand out, it's practically dry. All right.
Yeah, I'll just sit there for a few minutes and kind of contemplate, and then
Okay.
You gotta climb all the way back up.
I can fly, we're fine.
That's right. She's got wings.
Got wings?
Yeah.
Yeah, she wasn't
I
that
think
We're
so.
gonna
concerned.
open up that
Climb
deck
all the way
again, I
back
was
up.
just thinking that,
Fuck yeah.
we're gonna open up the deck again.
What a better time than now when no one's around to
Yeah,
save you.
That's-
All right. Yeah, is there anything else anyone's doing tonight? You're going back to bed, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I'll go back to it.
Yeah, so next day, everyone gets their long rest. We're up and early. Breakfast is served at the tavern. You guys were able to get some drinks, hopefully not alcohol, but you never know what you want.
It's starting early.
You get some coffee. Coffee's great out here. There's like a Vesuvian mountain blend. What's that? They have loose leaf tea.
Probably have some protein shakes.
Yeah, they have a really good it's like a Vesuvian mountain blended coffee that's really popular in the area and across most of Finland, mainly in Finland. Try some.
I thought you being there than
Is Ombre decorated?
You don't see her.
She's like,
She was in a rough way last night. Should probably go check on her.
Get that discount.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, you guys check on Ombre. Her room is empty. She's not in there. She's in there.
leaving
the boat.
Yeah.
yeah, you wanna call her, make
Call her
sure
on
we're,
our cell
do we need to be
And
somewhere?
Erica, can you,
Yeah.
are you gonna actually call?
Yeah, I can.
Can you ask when she plans on?
Oh, wait,
leaving?
yeah, I forgot. What were the rules on that? I can't do it because I can't talk.
Yeah,
Well, it was.
You have to give it to someone else.
Ah. I mean, who's she most, you've talked to her most.
It doesn't matter, I just wanted to ask her a
She
question.
doesn't- she doesn't know.
That's what
I'm
I was gonna say.
kidding. What was the question?
What time she plans on leaving today, because I can't get my things from the blacksmith until this evening.
Alright, that's a problem.
She didn't say that we were leaving in the morning.
I mean,
Maybe
she
we
was
can
last
talk
night,
to her.
but,
Maybe we can talk to her and say, hey, we're just waiting on.
No,
You
you
can-
can
you're the
talk to
one
her. I
with
was
the
just kidding.
Knuckle dusters, you talk to her.
I'm not used to jokes from you, Zeno.
Plus, technically, she doesn't know.
Seamus
what
is
knuckles
good.
are.
Yeah,
exactly. Like,
Zinda's-
yeah, I would.
And it's a
You
25.
need your. face
No,
covers.
yeah, 25 words. yeah.
words.
Yeah, where are you at? Woman?
I'd say, good morning. When were you planning on leaving today? I'm hoping it can be later this evening.
You hear a response. We not planned on leaving until probably tomorrow. So you should be fine. Also, good morning.
Yeah.
Put it back in the belt clip.
That's right. I have this cool thing.
I mean, anything that you need us to ask, we can ask for you.
Kind of more
Great.
sewed into it.
Yay.
like,
Leaving is a leaving tomorrow.
Does she not want to help the bargain? Oh, yeah, we need to ask her to help us bargain.
It only works once a day.
But can't you send a message?
Yeah, but you know, spell slots. I will go ahead and cast it because that is, I'm more curious if I can do that. Cast sending to her and be like, well, I didn't think of
Yeah.
that. When may we meet you to meet with Corolla to possibly get a discount on an item?
Hopefully she remembers.
If you remember the conversation from yesterday.
Also, good morning. I do not remember such a conversation. Who is Corolla?
We might have to find Ombre to continue.
Where are you?
Yeah. See what we got. Yeah.
I didn't think y'all were gonna
Yeah,
have like
message.
serious conversations after y'all already did everything inside. So whenever we went to the patio, I was like, yeah, she's gonna be fucked up. I didn't think you're gonna have like requests of her anymore. So I was like, yeah, well,
Well, before I do any more of those, you got my spell slots having a conversation with my dog.
Let's just find her.
I think it's fine.
Find her.
Do you want to think of what you need to say to your father?
Ooh.
You can get back to me later, but 25 words is a lot to say. Hey, Dad, I'm sorry.
Then I'm a war criminal and.
Well, it'll be coming from me. so I
Hey,
can't
Dad,
say-
look at me.
There's
I
my
killed
dad.
a Grecian army.
I will get him.
I will go find Ombre.
okay.
I'll go with him.
Actually, you know what? Being meditative is however you want to play it. Would I have been up before her anyways because I didn't need to sleep as
You would
long?
have been up. Where I don't know if you would have been out of your room and about. You would have been up.
I probably would have. Okay. So maybe I could have seen him like, where are you going? Go to my ship. All right.
I mean, you
Is there any
probably
Goliaths
heard.
here?
Huh?
Are there any Goliaths here?
No, not in here anymore. They're just gonna follow her around.
She's most likely on her ship anyway.
Or, you know, making more business. An establishment that she not get to yesterday, but she's trying to, you know.
Yep.
Conquer.
A busy gal.
She's a busy gal.
All right, so.
So who's going to do who to what to where?
Well, I need to find out
think
first.
that armor-
Going to Ambry?
Sure.
Yeah, we
Let's
need
just go
Ombre
with
to do
us.
that,
Find
so.
Ombre.
Okay, sending again. Where, Kuro? Oh, shit. Okay, I can look back.
Oh shit. Okay.
Corolla is the wares person that has an item. We would like a discount using you as backing us up. Could we meet there? And I would say like middle of town or wherever.
The town square.
Town square,
By the back.
sooner than later, please.
Love that.
This is your.
Your dear papa.
You can respond to this.
Also, I'm dead.
That was like 50 words.
I didn't count the first 17 on this.
So yeah, there's kind of a longer pause than earlier, and then you hear, oh, I'm a bit predisposed at the moment. I've gone up into the mountains. I will be back by this evening. I can meet you there at sundown.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not gonna send a message back to say, sure.
Where is she at?
Apparently she's in the mountains.
How far away the mountains be?
They're right next to it.
Well, I know they're next to it, but I was like, that's still a trek.
Yeah, I mean it's still like it's a hike.
Yeah.
I mean to get there.
She said she could meet us back this evening, so we might have to go rapping at Corolla's door sundown.
Where? Oh, Jeffy.
Heavy.
I was kind of like, what is
Yeah,
Halo?
we can find out what the value.
We're going to
the street
Jiffy?
value of our
Is he a
dragon
diamond?
skin.
Eh?
Does he have diamonds in his store?
Go ask him.
I'm going to.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, let's go to Jeffy.
Yeah, man. Wolf. So I'm sure it's oh. All right, yeah. So yeah, y'all make it back to your little courtyard. It's pretty early, so not all the shops are open. You guys look around. Jeffy's shop is, I'd say, it's probably the earliest open. The what's her name? Corolla shop doesn't seem to be open yet, and also neither is the other guy that y'all bought some stuff from. Weasel, yeah, who all those have called Weasel. But yeah, you get inside and Jeffy's there. He's like, oh, well, hello there. Back so soon? Did you want the El Jefe?
No, we came to see if you would be interested in purchasing that.
Me? Always. What is it?
So I'll look at the counter and I'll put one of the shards that I have left on the counter.
It's very pretty. What is it?
It is stone that can be used
I
to
love stones.
magically enhance a person's magic,
Like an enchantment,
but natural.
like a natural enchantment.
So I'm gonna do light with this hand regularly. And I'll put the stone in this one, and then do light from this one.
And it's like, yeah, it's like a spotlight.
Whoa, wow, that's a neat trick. And you're wanting me to purchase this? Can it do any other enchantments or just light?
Oh, this was non-destructive enchantment. There are certain enchantments that it works best with,
Oh,
but you can use it for a number of classes of magic to exponentially increase its power.
that seems mighty valuable. Have you had it appraised?
No, I guess. I
We
mean,
have no idea.
I would be an appraiser. I was a blacksmith. That was my own before, but
What do you look to get for it?
I would say
Like a fistful.
how big is this shard? Like, are we talking?
Oh, it's probably like 4 or 5 inches long.
Okay. How heavy is this? How heavy would you say the shard?
I mean, at least like 10 to 12 grams. Like it's probably like almost a pound.
Okay. I would say 1,000 for this. But if you're willing to purchase it, I will turn it into a ring for you. And then this ring would sit upon your hand. And it would most likely, if you use magic to cast to create these wonderful potions of yours, could benefit you in the long run.
So you're saying you would forge this into a magical ring?
There
I
is.
feel like I've seen this story.
I'm sure it's a popular story,
Yeah.
but there is something that my party requires from your friend across the street.
The weasel? Don't
No,
buy anything
The,
from
the,
him.
the, the small one,
No.
the small lady.
Rolla, she's sweet.
Hmm.
She's not all there, is she? But she's sweet.
Very nice lady, but the
What does she have that's valuable to you? A nice cloak? Nice,
in a sense of words,
some nice boots. I mean, what are you gonna buy from her?
in a sense,
It's worth 1,000 gold pieces. Come on.
or young armor girl told me that he appraised the armor.
Oh. What did he say it was worth?
She came back, as far as I remember.
We don't know what
you
he
asked her
appraised
what
it at.
she ran over
She just
there.
said 10,000.
And then
He
she came back and
didn't-
said 10,000.
He didn't tell her what it was worth. He just told her.
He told her what
He
it
told her what it was.
was.
Yeah.
okay, so-
And
Yeah,
she
I
said
think
10,000.
Yeah, okay.
So
The line say, have you said it was only worth 1,000?
So what is it that's so valuable that you want from her?
I mean, if he knows it's there.
the armor
like,
that you
yeah.
appraised. the other day, that
So
would be
you're
quite
the
ben-
ones who want to purchase the armor.
That'd be
Quite-
quite beneficial to my.
Mhm.
It is pretty cool. Any ability to negate magic is stronger than most magic itself. I don't imagine she's gonna want to let go of that lightly. She doesn't come across a lot of magic items, so she probably put a pretty hefty price tag upon it.
She did.
I'd imagine something like that's probably worth 20 to 30,000 gold. So if you have it, and it's worth your bargain.
So that's why I'm trying to see if you would be interested in purchasing this to help with
And he's gonna like look around. He's like, I typically dabble in potions and alchemy. It's what most people come to me for. A ring that can enhance magic is very powerful. I may just not be the right merchant for you to sell it to, but I'll buy the shard alone for 200 gold pieces. I don't have much use for the ring, but
Unfortunately, those are just too low, but I understand that if it does not play a role for you, it's not, there's nothing.
It seems to be very valuable to you, but to me, it just seems like it's another precious stone that's uncut. It seems like it would cost me more to get it cut and worked than I would potentially sell it for, so. Best of luck with your armor. Is there any potions that I can get you? We actually,
Diamonds, these diamonds.
diamonds.
Keep on.
I said, well,
One thing, like, what do you ever provide to?
Greater restoration. These diamonds.
I got some smaller ones you can make dust if you need it.
Is it 100 GP?
I've got 3 that were 300 piece, and then I have another 300 in smaller ones. So I have $1,200 worth of diamonds, and then we can make the smaller stuff dust. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I use it for too.
Okay.
But I mean, if he's got any more or
He's
less,
got
you
it.
go for it. I don't think I bought them out. Maybe I did.
from him?
Yeah.
He's like, I have some diamonds. What do you need?
I just need one or two that are
Couple hundred, not a problem. And he's gonna like show you a couple of like kind of smaller diamonds. He says, these aren't the most clear, they're not the most pure, but we get whatever job you need done. These will be 200 each.
We need some little quest guys to make some money.
Had a couple of shopping episodes.
Gonna wipe you out.
We're about to go out on a quest.
And he's like, and also, and he's gonna look over at the other side because he's been looking over here to the right a lot. He's gonna look over at the left. You're gonna see at the top there's like these like 4 bottles that have these little creatures that have different colors. He's like, we also have some imps if you guys are interested. Well, they're just little magical beings that can help you gain information if you guys need it. No. A lot of times people use the imps to gain information from those that have passed. Oh, you can't tell me none of you've heard of the imps before.
No, can't say that.
They're curious little creatures. Once someone has passed and died, you just let the imp out and he'll go and possess that body. He knows all of his secrets and he's forced to tell you everything you ask.
How much for this?
About 400 for each. So it depends on the color. They have different requests. The little black imp, he can only answer questions that you start to say what. The blue is why. The green is when or where. The red is who. So a curious little beast, but they can be useful during an interrogation or afterwards. They have-
You said blue is what?
That's interesting.
blue is why or how.
Why and how?
Black is what?
Black is what, green is what and where, and
Like,
red is
what's
what.
the
I don't know all the
easiest one
secrets.
to make
Mhm.
work?
What is the
I could
easiest
literally be like, what is the location this is at?
What is the name of this person?
Yeah.
What was the time this occurred?
Yeah, so I would say the what is probably what we want.
I mean, do we want the armor? Do we want the zips? Because once we make that decision, we're not getting out of it.
True.
Well, that doesn't mean that. I mean, we like,
Can we always come back?
Yeah, you don't need to get the imps. It's just
I think it
just
is.
pointing out.
If Omri finds out that one of her merchants sold a piece of armor that was worth 3 times what it was supposed to be, he might have some way to combine it. Let's take it for ourselves.
yeah, no, I think we should get that.
But those imps,
If we have
Well,
something left over, then we can come
We
back.
did, yeah, we did see what she has left.
Yams aren't as, aren't as necessary.
Okay.
Yeah. Pretty dope indeed.
imps just jumped into the bottle. He's telling us all his secrets.
Okay.
What?
Only my,
So we have.
How much do we have?
4,500 as a community.
I have 1,700.
Two platinum coins that maybe were.
So if they're willing to still sell it to us for 7,500, we need 3,000. So you have 1,700?
Yeah.
You have 1,000? That's 2,700.
I really don't know, but.
I like 50, so.
Here's your change back.
Oh, I have the
It's-
25 that Sage gave, or Andre
Like
gave.
2 gold pieces left of that 10, I think he gave me for the clothes and all that stuff.
And I'll contribute the last, was it 275?
Okay.
275.
Well then,
Is that it? That's
Okay.
exactly.
We have enough room.
we have enough.
If it's
It's-
75.
we're
It's
gonna
still
be
the same
poor
price.
as
If it's still
fuck.
7,500,
Well, we
and she
better be,
gives,
because nobody's. Out of game. change.
yeah. Well, you are the first one to come back if you guys,
You guys
stay out.
I mean, we could just do this right
We'll
now.
give you the money,
Okay.
you go buy it.
Okay.
Alright,
Yeah, here's
Alright.
my,
so it's better for me.
Okay.
Try and get it.
try and
Don't
get
go
it,
to court.
and then if it does, then we'll take a gold out of our.
Yeah.
Go do your thing.
Just like waiting in line.
They're not open.
Yeah,
I told you that they're not open.
How long till they're open? Is there a time?
Is there a
hours?
sign on the door?
They just kind of open up when
What time do you
business.
think it is?
Right now it's like really early, like the sun just came out, so maybe like 7:30, maybe 8 a.m.
Wait till 9. They're probably not.
Is there any other shops around here that are just interesting?
There's like general store and stuff like that, but not like particular shops that specialize in anything.
Well, when do we leave? Is there, just wanna take a quick lap around Jeffy's place, see if there's any doors that lead in and out. I wanna make sure he doesn't talk to.
Okay, make a investigation check. Or, yeah,
Super smart.
super duper.
18.
18. You kind of look around, peek around, looking, you're seeing like the side of the door, make sure there's no like secret entrances or exits. And it's a pretty standard little shack.
I just
It
like
only
to
has
keep it-
one entrance, that's the front door.
Just like to keep an eye out, make sure, I mean, he's doing a business thing, so he probably won't leave here, but just in case he goes anywhere, I won't distract him. He probably didn't think about it till I said it, but I don't know, I just wanna make sure he doesn't go to Ed and be like, oh, hey, by the way, that thing, but you know, it's worth this much money, just in case.
Perfect. So you guys kind of hang out, wait for a little while.
He's
We
already
go to
there.
town.
I don't know if he's gonna stay there.
Okay.
I'll stay there. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, too.
but hidden, don't see.
she's gonna hide behind a plant.
Why don't we just go somewhere else?
Is that a bear?
What was the bear's
Well
name in
shaped
Critical
into like
Role?
a bear.
What was the bear's name in Critical Role?
Trinket.
Trinket. I was like, what is Trinket doing? Yeah, so a little while passes and it still doesn't open.
What time is it now, probably?
It's probably like about 9:30.
Oh my god, are they not open today?
So is there any windows?
It's Sunday.
There are windows. There's a window on each side of the door.
Can I see them?
Make a perception check.
I don't like this feeling
I don't-
already.
I
was gonna say-
Shade's stupid smirk.
Last they're sending.
Um,
Excuse me, we happen to have the money available to procure the particular item, the armor. Would it be possible to meet with you at your shop at this moment? To her.
You get no response.
Oh my god, she's fucking dead.
Which
19.
means we can steal it.
Or someone killed her and
took
stole
it.
it.
Yeah, you peek inside and you notice right away that it's unnaturally empty. Like you don't see any movement or anything. You notice that with that roll, you do notice that there's one of the aisles, because they only had like the one aisle on the walls, like that middle aisle is kind of pushed over a little bit, more than you noticed last time. Almost
Hey,
like
look, take it. Yeah.
Is everyone here or is it just?
everyone's here.
Yeah.
Take it.
Like I'm across the way myself.
I'm in the front, but
Do you want the door open?
Yes.
we lock pick.
Who cares about a lockpick? And I'll just kick it. Just
Oh, he's in.
Strength check.
you got it, boss.
I'm gonna send a message to Zinro, like the spell, and I'm gonna just say trouble.
23.
23. Yeah, that
Oh,
door
yeah.
doesn't stand a chance. It just
Like, it doesn't even actually open, it just his foot made a hole.
Then I reach in and unlock it. Works every time.
That's my magic, guys.
yeah. It turns out it was unlocked. So you guys just kidding. You kick in and bust the door open and go slam through. Yeah, you guys are in.
Before I go in, I'm gonna look around just to see if anyone is noticing us. Busting out the door.
Probably not until the loud door being broken, but there's not a lot of people here. And so at the moment, no one really comes out. Maybe like Jeffy kind of looks over, but that's about it.
I'm gonna walk in, close the door, and like look out the window, keep an eye out while they're inside.
Well, the door doesn't close anymore, but I understand what you mean.
It's still on its hinges.
Yeah, it's
I'm
on
gonna,
its
like-
hinges, but it doesn't like lock.
Is
I'm
there,
just gonna put it there.
No, walk around to the left, see what.
Yeah.
is there blood?
You guys do notice that there's the lifeless body of a small gnome
Oh.
behind the counter.
What happened to her?
Yeah, can you inspect her? or-
Is she bloody? Is she?
She's
I mean, curious.
she is bloody.
She
She's
is
what?
bloody.
She is bloody.
I mean, you rolled a.
Perception check.
He's fine.
But very receptive.
22
Me too.
for investigation.
Investigate. Oh, you know.
Wait, the investigation?
It's whatever it says you for. So yeah, you notice by looking at her that the body looks like it's possibly been dead for a little while, not like immediately. Maybe
Body's like still warm.
no.
Oh, cool.
When I get there, I'll do my, like, when I get there, like, can I take a look at her like they're doing?
Yeah.
And can I medicine check how long?
Let's go get that in.
And then I'm going to force it basically anyways. What is that? A big,
Well, is the-
fat-
are you doing
it's a
investigation?
beautiful woman.
It's a beautiful.
What's that big?
I think it's an 8 out of 9 or whatever anyways, with a 1. But
Yeah, as you're doing investigation, you do notice that there's a couple of like very accurately placed stabs, like one in the neck and then one like in the side right here.
Does this seem consistent with an operating?
They seem like small blades, not large. Her swords cut through people.
Okay.
These seem like almost like
Like
an
a-
ice shank,
right.
like an ice pick almost.
Yeah,
That's what it
yeah.
looks like, just little holes.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna say, whether you stand in the way of, I'm just saying, hopefully Mercule is receiving of your gift, but if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you a few questions. I'll cast Speak with Dead on her.
Okay.
You guys have 5 questions here.
Who killed you?
Who did
Yeah,
this?
who
Where's
did
the
this?
armor?
I'm gonna get to who did it. It's like, your slumber will be with you soon, but who killed you?
Don't know his face.
Where did he steal the armor?
Yes.
3 more questions, like, where you baby mom?
What race?
Does she have any family she wants to be left with? Like
We're not wasting a question on that.
I would ask. What did this person look like?
He had no tongue.
What's that?
Yes.
Wyatt? No,
No.
no, he came back. Derek.
It's Derek.
Why is Derek here? Is it-
Because we just murdered, got his whole fucking thing. He's here.
That's 2 more.
Who's Derek?
He's part of the Silent Shepherds, right? Yeah, he's part of the group called the Silent Shepherds.
I mean, really, that's all we needed to know, right? Is there anybody left in this mortal world that you need to make contact with before your death? Sorry. Very rusty.
No.
Do you wanna ask if
Just me.
she saw where he was going or he mentioned anything? I don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
did he
a long
say-
shot, but
Yeah, that was a waste of question.
don't wanna waste
Doesn't
that.
have a tongue. He didn't sing.
Right.
I'm trying to get.
the embodiment of the silent ship.
Oh, right, right, I'm sorry.
I'm curious though, like history.
Don't worry.
Have you dealt with this person before? Yes. That's the last one.
Well, perfect. Well, does she have any, money on her?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the register.
Are we sure Bert give
Oh my God.
knows you?
We ain't got no money.
She's
okay?
not using it now, so.
I don't know. Yeah, that's true. Like, might as well just lose this fucking. Well, it's Andre's.
It's yeah, we don't want to get
Well,
on
we
this.
can blame it on.
Wouldn't do that.
Also, she only had one magical thing. It's not like the rest of this was worth anything.
She will murder.
I want to take a look around, see if you left any clues, anything that I can, if you have sand on himself or like, anything that could lead me into a whereabouts.
Yeah, Sherlock Silence. Okay,
Has Derek been stalking us this whole time?
Now, yes. Now I feel
How
like
have we
that's
not
the case.
noticed? We didn't notice him because he never says anything. So we never.
Yeah, well, and also, I mean,
He's
we were on a
flying,
flying
yes.
ship to get here. I don't know how we would have stopped the flying ship.
Maybe he was on the ship.
Maybe he was on the ship.
Can you describe where he is right now?
I
I can
guess.
locate him.
Scrub his ass.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
run
that's
across
right.
to Jeffy while we're talking about this and just tell him, like, we just, like, they're gonna think we fucking did it, and I'm sick of being chased out of places. So I'm gonna go say like, hey, we have trouble.
Someone.
Corolla's dead. We just went in, we were gonna buy something.
Corolla.
She was murdered.
Who's the officials?
We were engaged.
We're the
She and I had a thing.
official people, like, who we need to tell, like, I'm just gonna basically tell them.
okay, gotcha. Yeah, he's like, oh no, she's you sure she's dead?
Yeah,
Oh, brings sadness to my heart.
yeah. We saw some scuffle, so we broke in and see what was
I
going
Oh,
on.
I saw that. I was concerned.
Yeah, I know. That's why
She's
I.
been dead for less than 10 days.
What were you doing again?
Sherlock.
Sherlock
No, it
Silence.
would be. I could say
ooh, 26 is good.
I added my intelligence because I was like, I'll use one of my times to add my intelligence.
Yeah, so you have a keen eye for looking at this stuff, right? So you're looking around, you see that, well, that first thing you notice with the cabinet kind of being pushed over, the placement of the stab wounds are, kind of in line with that of an assassin.
Behind.
Yeah.
Jugular.
Huh?
It's a jugular.
Yeah, I mean, straight through the neck on the side, and then one right through the, piercing the lung underneath the rib cage. And it seemed like a very clean kill, as far as like time to death. And then by looking around and just kind of understanding the situation, you can tell that this happened last night. But there's no like clues or anything. He does this
So
for a
if she
living.
died
He's very
quickly,
good at it.
why is the thing moved? Right, so I want to check that out, I guess. There's no scuffle really, I guess, in my opinion. Why is that moved? There should have been everything should have been pristine.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, like, is there anything under it? Like the shot? What I'm picturing is like those little like triangle kind of shells, you know?
Maybe not.
So like,
Right.
is there, I'll move it more. Is there anything under it? Is there?
Yeah, it'll look dirty,
Nope.
I can't do good.
I'll do
You,
detect
you,
magic.
you assume that maybe while collapsing to the ground, maybe she bumped it or
Oh,
something.
she's right by it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm not, she's like over here, and this thing over here is under.
As long as we really care about the resources, I have the ability to bring it back to life tomorrow. But I can find out where Derek is now.
Yes.
I-
Derek now.
Yeah.
Scrap.
I'm gonna leave that to you. I mean, that happens.
Because if we get it, then we can always go back.
Yes.
Like my brain really thought we're gonna have like it's gonna be miles down the road when we're playing this thing, and she's gonna have some mythical item. I'll be like, remember that time I brought you back to life, bitch?
Yeah.
She'll be like, oh, right.
I mean, yeah, if you want to. I'm not.
Well, I can do it later. It's just it's a
I hope you end it with
But we also don't want to waste time on trying to get it.
Like, I'm gonna go ahead and
Well, I have locate person in the spell too.
it's 1,000 feet. So I mean, if you want to try that immediately,
Just see if
So
he's.
he's in the area.
I mean, we can start with that.
go for that real
We
quick.
can try that. Yeah, just-
And then also, if I bring him back to life, I mean, she's going to worship Mercure. I'm gonna tell her, is it? That's a partial thing.
To bring you back, you gotta accept my God.
I'm new to this guy, so I'm trying to figure him out. That's Shayna's stuff.
Yeah.
Do you need to know what it does?
No, I got it. I just don't remember what's called.
Actually, if anybody has looked
Let's
at
practice
objects.
cool.
Locate creature.
Say it with me.
Yeah, say it with me.
Well, I think there's a cheaper locate object, isn't it?
Well, I guess if you wanna locate that.
There's locate object.
Well, yeah, I don't
Just
have
a
it
second,
there.
but I don't have
So I don't think I can get it. as clear.
Locate
Locate
creature.
animal or plants, yeah, I do have locate object.
You can do object or creature.
Well, I don't think you've actually saw the armor, so you might as well just do locate creature, because you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what he looks like.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
We still got that key. We have the key, which is probably why he's also. I don't know if he knows we have it, but.
Do they have like a secret vault somewhere?
How would he? I was
Maybe
so
we can
sneaky.
kill him, put an M inside him and ask him where the treasure chest is.
He is very much loose in that we could definitely have an imp jump in. Because we now have the money to spend on that. Well,
Yep.
no, he has the armor, so that's free.
Yeah.
So. He's within 1,000 feet.
Are you casting locate creature?
Yeah, I'm gonna cast locate creature.
He's within 1,000 feet.
Woo!
Okay,
Yeah.
where?
Okay.
Yeah.
He's within 1,000.
He's within 1,000 feet.
Yeah.
Where? What else do you
It
find out?
says you set the direction to the creature's location as long as that creature is within 1,000 feet of you. So I can kind of guide us to
Which
where
do
he
we-
is.
Okay.
You,
Send us.
yeah, he's north,
Towards the mountains.
Okay, let's go.
Is
and
he
he's
moving?
moving,
Is
he's
he moving? I
moving
can
towards,
still
he's
locate.
moving towards the
Y'all
mountains.
are
Is he
winning.
moving towards Ombre?
Okay.
Well, I
You don't know.
That means he must be
know
moving
where he's
towards Ombre,
going.
and Ombre
She
is
has
in the
to be in front.
mountains.
You don't
I
know.
don't know, I don't know, I don't know.
Well, I just don't wanna leave y'all
I just know
behind.
that
Nope,
he's
we're
moving.
going.
Okay, well, I can pick her up. Let's go.
Yeah, I'll fly with you.
To 1,000 feet, so
Oh,
he's
okay.
moving and we're moving.
This whole block.
Like, we'll have to like.
It's
just
up
look
to,
up
it's up to
the
an
weather.
hour.
So I guess
So
we'll
that
walk.
once we're an hour, we can locate.
Oh, man, fuck, dude, I'm a zombie, I'm slower now.
I know.
I'll catch up eventually.
No, yeah.
That's all good. Get the motherfucker, he's got the armor.
Oh, no,
Wow.
I'm very
No,
much down
yeah.
for going to get him, but I'm worried that he's trying to go after Ombre. Ombre's in the mountains, that's what he told me.
Yeah, but she's in the
Well,
mountains
she's
already.
from- we're
She's got a
gonna-
long way to
On the
go.
way.
It's good, yeah, she's gonna go.
He's in the
I'll
mountain.
catch up eventually.
We're going. Let's go, let's go.
We're going to there.
Who's flying and who's walking?
I'm
I'm not flying,
But
but
I'm
Cree is
carrying her.
carrying me.
And then
I'm running.
he and me and.
What about you, bro?
You guys realize only one person has the spell on, so you have to know, only Rain knows where it is.
Right, so I'm flying.
So are y'all
Right, so the
like
rest of you on feet
visionless, or
do
y'all
not
like
know where you're
going so
going.
that
We can
find
see
it?
them up in the air and just follow them. as best we
Sure,
can. We'll know the general direction.
Right, but when you get into the mountains, it's not gonna be as easy to see someone up in the air when there's trees.
Right,
and
so that's what I'm
things like
asking,
that.
are y'all just like going or leaving half your party behind?
I
Y'all wanna do this on your own?
I'm ready to ditch.
Well,
We
so-
need to.
I mean, if y'all
I
wanna
mean,
go back
shit,
on
either
your
way.
own, that's totally fine.
Huh?
Oh, yeah, you just jump in the boat.
Oh, no, I don't think you can, because this is a
It's
concentration.
concentration.
Yeah,
It's
it's
concentration. I have to actually stop.
So we'll go and then we'll send a message telling you guys to just start heading in the direction of the mountains and.
I mean, this is where I'm from.
It's not vague at all. it's just-
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, this is where my village is, up in these mountains.
I'm
Like,
not
where
sleeping.
might be another more.
He's also on foot, right? He's not flying.
Well, we don't
So-
know that.
It's been 1,000 feet,
It's been 1,000 feet.
He's in 1,000 feet and he's going towards mountains. That's all I
yeah,
remember.
and he's still moving as y'all are
He's still
talking.
moving.
Okay, how about we just all
let's
decide
start
to
going
run
now.
and double
Yeah.
take run while we're
Yeah, let's all dash and then if we start getting real close, then y'all can fly.
Fine, perfect.
So let's.
So you guys make your way up through the city streets.
I can go 60 line with ignoring all difficult terrain.
Right, so you guys make your
And
way
y'all
up,
can go in here.
you guys make your way up the streets of the city, out of the city actual location. You guys go up that same pathway that you did when you originally arrived, when you kind of walked down into the city and saw the ocean and everything. But now you're taking that path up north into the Vesuvian Mountains. Instantly, when you start getting into slightly off path, the mountain becomes, or this area becomes thick with rainforest-esque fauna, and there's a certain moisture in the air. There's a certain chillness as you're walking through it, and it becomes a little more cool than what you were experiencing out by the ocean. It's a little bit darker in this forest at the base of the mountains because the sun isn't able to get through these thick treetops. You start getting closer. Now you guys are only about 400 feet away from this beacon that you can see almost like, you can almost see like a sense, you get a sensation of where he is. And you start getting closer and closer as that 400 becomes 3.
Do we, how close do you want to get before we get too close?
I think
Just
we're
run
already,
on.
we just need to do it.
Fly
Just go.
right?
Yes.
It doesn't seem to be moving anymore. So it gets from 3 to 2 to 100 feet. And then you actually, as you guys start to get to the edge of where the forest breaks and the mountain begins, there's this structure that seems to be built. It looks like it's some sort of wooden frame that, and you guys see into the mountain, there's like a hole that seems to have been dug out, like a mine shaft, but it's abnormally perfectly round, going down into the mountain. And that's where, kind of like Alien versus Predator, if you guys remember that. And then there's and then you guys see that beacon, or Rain sees the beacon inside the circle.
He's like standing there.
You don't see him.
Oh.
She just
No,
gets the
it's
sense that
okay.
it's right, like he's
Okay.
now within 100 feet, and the entrance to this mountain is like maybe 45 feet away, and so he's like inside that circle.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna say he's inside here.
I mean, at this point, I might be willing, do we want to wait, try to get them here first then? We're gonna do this?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't look like he's gonna be going anywhere anytime
We're all
soon.
here.
Yeah, we're dashing.
Oh,
I
y'all
dashed
are
mine
okay.
there.
Everyone's
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Everyone's here at
It
the.
might take me a few moments to get there.
Yeah, he's
We'll let
slightly
him
behind.
Okay, well, let's let him catch up. and then-
Okay.
Don't lose it. Starts moving, feel free to go.
Yeah, right.
All right. That's what will end the session.
No.
Whatever you guys decide.
Damn.
Damn it.
That's a good.
No, I'm gonna go inside.
Don't start shooting things.
All right.
So excited.
Just asking the others.
Awesome. Cool. All right, Trey. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here, guy.
Being here.
Oh, yeah, thanks for having me.
Bye, Trey.
Bye, Trey.
Bye.